here to show you guys something super crucial for you to be able to land your dream job as a developer.
Exactly. We are talking about the resume that got me into Google, Microsoft, Blue Origin, and so forth. Daniel here, you currently work where?
I work at Blue Origin, and I was able to also get offers from Google/YouTube and Microsoft. And what we're going to show you guys is the tips, the strategies, the things that you can do to be able to get your foot in the door and start to land these interviews. Later, there's other things that we could dive into the future, which will be how to actually crush these interviews. But for now, it's focused around building your resume, building your presence to be able to get your foot in the door.
Exactly. Most importantly, building a resume that's actually going to get you the job. We've had the experience interview with companies like Google, Palantir, Twitter, Microsoft, and so forth. And so our resumes have worked, and we want to translate our knowledge
Into you
guys.
you.
Alrighty, guys. Before we get into this, I want to introduce to you the amazing people at PWJ. Check these out, guys. Check them out. Guys, we currently have
Yes.
100. How many? 120.
112 people.
112 students right now on the call.
Let's go.
Guys, say hi, everybody.
Hi everybody.
Hey everybody, how are you? You all are so good. Good morning to all of you guys.
Guys,
Amazing.
so as you can see, we have an amazing community. So many amazing people, right? They are learning JavaScript. They're learning to become a developer. And if you want to do the same, if you want to be part of this amazing group, what do they have to do? Daniel?
They have to show up to the webinar tomorrow, where we are just going to show you guys what is inside this community. You know, these people are amazing, hardworking. They're action takers that want to learn to code, want to develop their skills beyond what they already know, and be able to develop and build the lifestyle they want as a programmer, whether that's freelancer, getting their first job. And we at PWJ, we're here to help them, and we're here to help you.
Cool. But also, if you want to actually join this amazing group, join Prophet of JavaScript. Guys, right? Should they join PWJ, Prophet of JavaScript? Tell me, everybody, yeah?
Yes.
Definitely, man.
I want to.
Go.
Let's go, buddy.
Alrighty, guys.
Let's go. They're not in
Alrighty,
PWJ.
guys.
I don't know what they're doing.
Guys, everybody, really quickly, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to go through your resumes and stuff like that?
Yes.
Yes, we are ready.
Let's go.
Go.
Let's go.
Totally.
Go.
Let's go. We're gonna make the mic just a little bit louder. 1 second, guys.
Perfect. We'll also make sure to talk a little louder because
Go.
Let's go.
What's up? Hopefully you guys can hear us now. What about now?
Yes,
What now?
yes, we can.
Yes. More.
Yes.
More.
Yep.
More.
Good man.
We got it
Yeah.
now.
All right,
There
brother.
we go.
Come on.
Alrighty.
Is that how it's shown right there?
Yeah, don't worry. We got
Okay,
it now.
Cool.
It's gonna be good.
No,
Alright.
but this for the YouTube.
This is. No, that's fine. Don't worry about it. That's fine. Okay, cool, guys. Alrighty, guys. So everybody's everybody live currently on Facebook, on YouTube. Look at that. We got so many amazing people.
This is awesome.
We got 224 people watching.
Let's go.
In the awesome, sweet.
Let's go.
I'm gonna give people kind of resume. Yes, indeed. Yes, this is live. Yeah.
Call is not recording.
Alrighty, guys. So really quickly here, we will mute. Anna, I want you to go ahead and mute everybody here, and we will unmute people as we go. Okay, Amana.
Call is not recording.
Alrighty, guys. There we go. Only thing is, I have to unmute myself. Hold on. Okay, I'm unmuted.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
I've
guys.
unmuted you, bro.
Cool. Thank
Bro,
you.
the call is not recording.
Can you record it, please?
Okay, let me see if I can.
I got it. It's
We got it,
recording.
we got
It's all good. It's recording.
Okay.
Got this. All right. So let's get into it, guys, really quickly here. So presentation, I'll put here. All right. Present. All right. Look at these amazing people on the right hand side.
I think
So
you might want to put it more on the bottom.
we're in the bottom.
Yeah, so it doesn't get moved.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So, alrighty. So a few things first. The resumes that got me into Google, Microsoft, and Blue Origin. Let's talk about this, guys. Look at this. Oh no, I'm gonna put it to the right hand side. Actually, it's easier. Okay, so agenda, right? Check mark.
Check mark. It's a check mark. Making sure you guys got that. That's important.
Yeah. How to build your resume, and we're gonna talk about the bonus to land the jobs 10 times faster.
Exactly. So in this thing, we're gonna go deep into resume. What does your resume need to look like? What are the wants? What are the needs that you need to have to be able to stand out? What do you want to avoid? And then we're gonna go deeper into other things, other tools that you can develop and put out there to be able to attract recruiters and to be able to land the job that you want.
Exactly. Nicely said. Nicely said. All right. All right. Let's go. All right. So where we have interviewed at before me. So where have you interviewed at, Daniel?
So guys, I actually only applied to 3 different places. I got the 3 interviews and I got the 3 offers. And those were Blue Origin, Google, and Microsoft. And it was a lot of fun going through that experience. It was super challenging going through the technical questions. But more importantly, what was the important part is getting my foot in the door, making sure that the recruiters saw my resume, they saw my information, and they actually wanted to bring me on site or start to interview, whether it was a phone screen or whatever the way that the company decided.
Exactly. So you have interviewed at companies like Microsoft, correct? So if I highlight the companies right here, right? They got companies like what? Like Microsoft, right? Exactly. Right here, right? You got Microsoft. You've interviewed at companies like Blue Origin, Google, right? And this is right after you graduated college.
This was actually while I was still in college. I still had a whole semester in college when I got my first job offer.
Exactly. So it's really cool, man. You really got your stuff together really, really fast.
Yeah, and it was fun because my last semester, it was just about passing. At that point, I was like, I got the job offer. I'm just going to kind of try to get through school. But I was in the fortunate situation to do that.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. I personally, guys, as of for me, guys, personally, I went ahead. Hold on, let me see. Blah, 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 blah.
No worries.
Let me see. I went ahead and, computer's struggling. Computer's struggling. Oh, no.
All right, we're good.
I went ahead and I interviewed companies like Google. I interviewed companies like Palantir. Interviewed companies like, for example, Twitter, Khan Academy. Do you guys know Khan Academy? Raise your hand if you know Khan Academy. Nobody know Khan Academy?
What? All right.
Okay, cool. Yeah, Khan Academy, Twitter, Google. Palantir and Google actually flew me out all the way to Cali, which is really interesting. And the way they do stuff, guys, is they fly you out to California and they pay for the whole trip. So they pay you to fly out and do an interview with them. They pay for the flight, they pay for the food, they pay for transportation, for everything. I'm not kidding. Those 2 days were the best vacation days I've ever had.
Because they were absolutely free.
Absolutely free. Literally nothing to charge. So that was a really cool part, guys. By the way, you guys still on the call? Looks like our Zoom call is like, okay, cool. You're still there. Beautiful. So let's see. Who we got here? Ooh, look at that. All these amazing people. Alana, Pedro, Rafael, Vlad, Brendan. Dang, you guys, look at that.
Are you guys ready to start to learn what you need to do to be able to build that resume for yourself, guys?
Let's go.
Thumbs up. I love it. Everyone's giving thumbs up. I said we get into it, Naz.
Cool. Let's get into it. Cool. So first, why building a strong resume is important?
Well, if you want to even try to get your foot in the door, you need to be able to stand out. You need to be able to, if your resume comes along the recruiter's desk, they need to be like, wow, who is this person? Naz, Daniel, whoever that is. What has he done? What has he or she done that will want to bring them into the company to actually interview them? Because tech companies, dude, they probably get thousands, hundreds of thousands of resumes. Everyone wants to work at the big tech companies. Everyone wants to work at the Google, the Netflix, the Facebook. But you need to be able to stand out.
Exactly. And so with that, let's go ahead and talk about what are some things that they need to do. So most companies don't even go over all the resumes. That's actually a very interesting part. So most companies don't even check fully your resume. They don't have time to check all your resumes because you have hundreds to thousands, right? And sometimes it's crazy to me. One of the things that we'll talk about later is like even just having a small resume is such a bigger impact than having like a resume that's like 2, 3, 4 pages. You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And you need to have the right things on that resume, because very often they have these softwares that just scan through everything, search keywords, and look for those things. So if you have a small, simple resume that has the right words, the right message, you're going to stand out.
Exactly. Beautiful. All right, let's continue on. All right, next up. So how to build your resume.
Now,
Everybody's like, okay. I just see everybody like, okay,
don't worry.
Cool, how to build.
So this was actually my resume that I actually updated a little bit, but this has most of the stuff that I had when I was still studying my undergraduate degree.
Okay.
Now we're going to go deep into it. Right now it's just a picture, but we want to show you how it's sectioned off to different things, right? There's different things that I talk about that really made me stand out. You can see there's the skills and the tools. What were the languages I had learned? What were the classes I had taken?
Yeah.
The about me was a little bit more personal information so they could get to know me. You know, did I know any languages? What did I do for fun? Then if you could see, the bulk of my resume was my experience and my projects. Again, Naz and I will dive deep into our resumes, but you'll see that's where all of that information is, and all of that is about programming. I didn't put any stuff about like, hey, I had this other job not as a programmer working at fast food restaurant or anything like that.
Yeah. You have to verse, and then we'll go deep into this right now, guys. You know, just to we'll take this step by step, and we'll divide this up into like, okay, what's the first thing you need to take? But one thing I really want to ask right now is actually on here on Zoom, right? So we have so many amazing people, right? Guys, raise your hand really quickly if you even have a resume. If you have a resume, raise your hand. Okay, cool. Now raise 2 hands if you do not have a resume.
Oh no, that's not me.
If you don't have a resume, okay. Now everybody raise 2 hands. Raise 2 hands, and then still go around. Okay, cool. All right, thank you guys. You guys are the best. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Yes, if you later on we'll take questions a bit later, but if you have a question, raise your hand on Zoom and we will take that, okay? Also, if you want to just put a question down in Zoom chat, that'll be great, and we will go ahead and answer that too. But most importantly, what we're guys going to be doing right now is going through the steps, and then we will go ahead and take your resumes that you sent to us. We'll take your resumes and we will look at them, we will critique them, and let you know what you need to fix.
Exactly.
Cool, man?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it, man.
Cool. So sections. So okay, let's go into sections that they need for.
Yeah, so we could just talk deeper into these sections.
Okay.
Right.
Do you have specific slides for the sections? Or
No, like we could just talk.
About them. Okay.
Exactly.
And I guess here's what we'll do. We'll do this, and then we will go ahead and actually like write this stuff out, and then we'll use like Screen Brush, for example.
Perfect.
But the only problem is like Screen Brush might actually die this computer. Might actually kill this computer. So
We'll
we'll see how that works
We don't
out.
want to stress that computer too much.
It's already being stressed out like crazy.
That's hilarious.
All right, cool. So personal information. So do you actually have your resume? Could I
So-
open up?
Yeah. I sent that to you on Slack.
You sent it to me?
We can open that up if
Let's
you
open
want.
it up right now. Because
Okay.
I actually want you guys to see the resume. So what is it?
Yeah.
This
So
one?
so actually, let's do one more. Let's do one more, and the next one we'll dive deep into the resumes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Where's the one more?
So one more is the next
This
one.
one? Okay.
Which
So
is some
mistakes to avoid. So these are the number 1 mistakes you guys need to avoid. And what I want you to do is take out a pen and paper and actually start writing this stuff down. Very important, okay? So mistakes to avoid when building a resume, number 1. So let's go to the first one.
Yeah. So honestly, we could just rant about this, and that's exactly what we're gonna do, because you don't want to make these mistakes. Now, for one, you have to understand the difference between a CV and a resume, right? Because a CV is what's called your curriculum vitae, whatever, which that is where you could put in everything. But when people ask for a resume, that is like a summary of everything that you've done and just the important things. That is the 1-page resume, right? Very often when people ask for a resume, they'll try to submit like everything they've done, 3 to 4 pages, all the work that they've tried to do, a lot of irrelevant information. When people want the resume, they want to see everything on 1 page. So the number 1 mistake is if they are asking for the resume, make sure it's a 1-page thing. Don't make it a 3 to 4 page thing.
Yes, exactly. I see too many people, too many of you guys have 2, 3, 4-page resumes, guys. Please keep it to 1. You can fit all your information you need to actually go ahead and not encourage someone, but actually to have someone, a recruiter, interest in you in 1 page. Okay. The second you get to 2, 3, 4 pages, I don't see any value in that. Number one, and not a lot of recruiters have even time to go through that.
Exactly. So the thing is, there are special cases, but it's not inside of the software industry. Usually, it's in other industries where they'll ask for what's called the CV. Now, again, the CV is your whole entire history of everything you've worked, everything you've studied, and that's because they have the time to review 3 to 4 different pages. But whenever it is just the resume, it's only a 1-page summary. And that's, again, software companies get hundreds of thousands of applications, so they don't have that time to go through all of that.
Exactly. All right, let's get into it. Yo, Kazi, what's up, man?
We got Kazi
We got
back
Kazi
here.
in the house, guys. Guys, we're currently live on YouTube. We are live on Zoom call, and
PWJ
YouTube.
community right now, dude. Let's go, dude.
Look at that. Look at all these amazing people, bro. Check this out, bro. Check this out. Everybody on here, look at this. Oh, it says you muted now. Don't look at that,
Let's
bro.
go, man.
All these amazing. Look at it.
Awesome,
108 people right now.
Wow, and a live YouTube call is amazing. I
Yeah.
see everybody.
Right there.
Hi guys, Jade Page, Ankit, Yogesh,
They're
Dipesh.
over there.
Hey guys. I'm just the camera guy.
Yeah, who is that guy? Never
Yeah,
seen him.
Who's this guy? Nobody
He's
knows
a
this
newly
guy.
hired person.
Nobody
Don't
knows
worry
this
about
guy.
it.
Nobody knows this guy.
All right, so I say we get into those resumes, Naz.
Yeah, let's get into
Go
it.
to that next
Here.
slide.
So,
Perfect.
All right. Nas is Daniel resume, so we're cooking.
Awesome.
Dude, your smile, man.
Dude, it's it's the Fonzie smile. So
Fonzie
I sent
smile.
it to you on Slack. The 2
Let me
pictures,
see.
we can just pull them up.
Let me
and
see.
share
Where's
them.
Daniel? Nas from here? No.
I go to Daniel.
Alright.
We'll start with mine.
Okay, start with yours. Look quickly. Open file. Okay, so Daniel,
Can you just make it full
let's
screen?
go ahead and I'm gonna make it full screen right now. Okay.
Alright.
Cool. So I'm gonna put this, but I'm gonna also write some stuff down. Okay, very important, guys. Okay.
Perfect.
I'm gonna put a monofon here. Cool, guys. One really cool thing, if guys, you on Zoom, if you guys have a question, raise your hand and we will go ahead and answer that question. Okay, very important. All right, so Daniel, let's get into what you got going on here and kind of what are some key points. Let's go ahead and do key points of that you implemented, the right things that you implemented in this specific resume.
Got
Key
it. So
points.
I do want to give some context. This resume was built when I was still in school. The only extra part that I added was that Blue Origin part, but everything else was from school. So that's why I still include stuff like coursework. So
Got
we're
it.
talking about some key points. Some of the things that I tried to do was not put in too much information, right? So as you can see, there's actually a good amount of white space on the paper. It's not just full of text and it's formatted. So I think if you want to write that one down, which is formatting and white space.
Okay, so format. So when you say formatting, what do you mean by that? Formatting.
So that is literally what the resume looks like and how you could see the spacing. And for example, on the left side, you can see I have the education, the things that I've developed, the skills, a little bit about me. Then I have the line that's cutting it in half to put it on the right side. And the right side is all about my experience and all the projects that I've worked on. So it's how the paper physically looks like. You want to make sure it actually looks aesthetic. It looks nice. That if someone looks at it, they can move their eyes around it and read things and it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
That might even be like the bolding of, where I've worked, along with, what my role was as a software engineer, as a software developer, the different roles that I took on, what dates I had, and all of that.
So I think in terms of formatting, like one really cool thing that I think what you did, right, is so what you have is it's easy, really easy to read, right? You have education on the left hand side right here, right? That's education for you, right?
Yep.
And it's very clear. You have a bachelor's of computer science, right? And here are some skills, right? So these skills right here, it's just like, okay, I know Java, Swift, Android, iOS, and so forth.
Something I want to talk about, something that I did, a lot of people don't know, that they always ask, is if you look at those skills, I separated them, but how well I knew things. So if you see the first, for example, advanced were the ones that I've worked on deeper projects, I have a really good understanding. So that was the Java, Swift, Android SDK,
right, so
iOS.
that's advanced right here.
Exactly. Then if you go to the intermediate, those are things that I've done some projects in, but I wouldn't feel too comfortable like building it without Google, right? Like with the Java stuff, I've done enough that I know what I'm doing. But for the intermediate, it's like I've done some projects, but it's like, I would still need to rely on Google heavily to be able to develop. And then the basics, those are just stuff that I've done for fun. Like I would mess around with AWS, try to set up an instance, but if things that I dabbled with for a while in and out. But basically, a lot of people are always like, hey, how do I write down about the skills? What is it that I do? Or how do I talk about that? That's a way that I decided to segment it so that if the conversation comes up like, hey, you know C, I'm like, yeah, I worked on a couple projects, but I wouldn't say I'm a pro at it, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I would still need to reference Google for a couple of things.
Yeah. Really important, guys. Really important here, guys. So one thing that I see a lot from students is they have, for example, when they talk about these skills. So let's just talk about these skills right here, right? When we talk about these skills right here, what I see a lot is they'll do like, okay, skill, and there's like this bar. You see like this bar right here, and they're like, okay, I'm good at this skill at this level. You know, I'm not kidding. That is the most biggest BS ever.
Mm-hmm.
That is the biggest BS. I see it's like, oh, I'm good at this 40%, 50%. It's like I see this percentage shit right here, right? It almost makes me mad, like 60%. Like what does that mean? Like, that means if you're 100% good at something, like a language, does that mean you know 100% of the language? Heck no. Please, for the love of God, I don't want to see it in this. And I'm very particular about this, guys. And this is why I say this kind of stuff, guys. This right here, you guys do not need these lines of like, okay, I'm a 60% good, right? You guys know what I'm talking about? Like, everybody raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about on Zoom. If you guys, yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about?
Know what we're talking
exactly.
about.
Good. So please do not do that. That is a big no. Big no. Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
Could you press on this so I could monitor the comments?
Yeah. Well, you can also.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah, awesome. Cool. All right. So that is part one. Okay. Let's go ahead and go to another. So skills, we kind of got that. Okay. I like that. Okay. Skills is good there. Now let's talk about, okay, what is this coursework you got
So
here?
again, I gave that context because I wanted to talk about the higher level courses I was taking inside of my university, right?
Okay.
So that included like the data structure, that advanced object-oriented programming, whatever those may be. If you're already outside of school, maybe this could be just things that you take for fun as well, right? For example,
what about like PWJ? Like, for example, can I say that like took PWJ part of JavaScript?
I think that could be part of it. Like if you're part of other courses outside of what you're doing, just put those things in, right? This is not what's gonna make you in the resume, but it could bring up a conversation like, hey, what's this PWJ thing you're talking about? You say, oh man, it's this amazing community where Nas is showing us how to build these awesome projects, and in fact, that's where a lot of these other things on my resumes are coming from. So honestly, this coursework was just because, like, my resume was so intentional. I had so few words that I was just trying to fill out the space because I didn't know what else to put in there. You know, I was like all my words already here, and every word has a specific like purpose. The purpose is to stand out. It's for so people can search it through the SEOs so that it actually has intentions behind it. So I had so much space. I was like, yeah, here I could just put extra stuff.
Cool. Awesome. So yeah, very, I think I personally didn't actually have that. If you do not have any courses, you don't have to put something like this. I don't think it's 100% necessary. So one big thing that I would say on here, it's like, the coursework is not necessary. Exactly. Honestly, like not a lot of people even have that. And it's not the most biggest thing they look for. Exactly. So if you have not taken any courses, guys, it is okay. You don't have to put your coursework on here, but it's just a nice thing to have if you actually did take. For example, let's say you took Profit of JavaScript, you should put that on there. Let's say you took maybe Udacity course, you should put that on there, right? So any course that maybe you've taken that's actually valuable, that actually taught you something well, I think you could put that on there.
And again, like how Nas said, it's really not important. I was just trying to fill out space, but notice how I'm not like adding to it. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah. So if someone wants to ask about it, they can. If not, that's not what's going to get me the interview. It's not this course section.
Cool.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right. Next up. So what do we have after this one? Okay.
The about me, or right. that part on the bottom. The about me. That was just the personal information that actually includes both of those. That's just the personal information, a little bit about me. So right there, I'm bilingual. I know Spanish and English. Some people like to put that like, hey, I know 4 languages, 5 languages, whatever that may be. Cool. And then the other things were just some interests that I had. I was into personal development, stock trading, tutoring, powerlifting. So that's just like a tiny section that gives them a little bit glimpse of what I do with my personal life.
Yeah, exactly. Now, also, interestingly enough, like I'm very curious that you put that here because I didn't have that totally for me. It didn't have that specific about me section for me when I created my resume. But this might be helpful, especially if you have some really good interests right here, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you talk multiple languages, this could be helpful because a lot of companies will look for people who are bilingual, right? So if you, for example, talk in Spanish, that is a very big key, right? Like a Spanish, because a lot of people talk in Spanish there, so that's a really big one, for example. Or let's say maybe you talk a language that's within your country. I mean, of course, talking language, of course, that's part of it, right? But still, or let's say you are in a different country, let's say, right, and you're talking and you speak English. You should put that on there, right? You should put there like I'm an English speaker, a native or an English speaker. You should put that on there, okay? Make sense?
Yeah, that makes total sense. And again, that's not something that you need. I just had so much extra space. I was like, I'm gonna add these things. And maybe it'll help them, maybe it won't. The real important thing is on the right side of my resume.
Yeah. So before we go on, guys, anyone on Zoom, you guys have any questions right now before we move on really quick? Let's take one question and you all can go ahead. One question. Joe, go ahead. I'm unmute you. Go ahead, Joe. Wait, Joe.
Can you unmute Joe?
How do I mute Joe? Wait, hold on, Joe. Go.
Amaneth might need to unmute Joe.
Amaneth, unmute Joe, please. There we go. Hi, Joe.
Specific to job opportunity in the US, correct? Because I believe it depends, the format and the information differs from based on which country you're applying job for. Like in India, this would, I guess, not fly because there the stress is more on academics. They want to see, whether you've done your computer science degree, you've done bachelor's engineering.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a solid point because to be honest, I don't know the context of applying to United States because I only applied to United States. Now, if a different country is going to emphasize different things, right? Like if in India, the emphasis is in academia because they want to see if you got a master's, if you got a PhD, then change it to that. Don't be scared. It's not about just having this one resume for the entire world, right? Like your resume might even change from company to company and you might even change some wordings depending on the job you are applying for, right? Because if I'm applying
that's the next point I was trying to get at is, first off, is this a Word template? What is this?
Yeah, so I did that on Word and then I switched it over to PDF and this is just a specific screenshot of my resume.
Okay, yeah, so like I did after I lost my job, I updated my resume, I did, and each time I used to apply for a job, I was to look up the position and try to front load my resume with the types of skills that would get highlighted for the job. And then I would also attach a cover letter that would say how I can provide value coming in, even if I didn't have the right amount of skill set, any soft skills that would translate into that skill set, that's what I would highlight in my resume.
Perfect. So Joe, what you're saying, just to kind of repeat what you're saying, is that you would put skills on your resume that related to the job. Is that what you're talking about?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
And if that skill is not, let's say they are asking for C++, but I don't know C++, but if I've done some programming that explains structures, data structures, I would put it there, I would highlight it there because that's front loading. I won't let them know that I know the basics of, programming.
Yeah, I think that is a good way to go about it as well. Remember, the key here is simple, guys. Like one big key I want to point out here in terms of what the big key behind any resume. Like here's the big key. It's actually being able to, let me put the text on here. It's actually being able to show. It's about being able to be read fast. Okay. The point is that a recruiter will have 5 seconds, literally 5 to 10 seconds, to skim your resume, and the most key things that will pop out, that's what they're gonna notice. Exactly. That's why we say, don't do like, 2-3 pages, right? So if you, for example, are going to highlight skills that are very helpful, so like for example, highlighting, no, that's not how you spell it, right? Sometimes highlighting skills that pertain to that job, I think that's perfect too. That's really good.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Because again, as Joe's saying, don't be afraid to change it up for a specific company along with the cover letter, right? Very often people are like, oh, this one resume that I'm going to send to 100 companies, right?
Yeah.
When I submitted my resumes, I would try to tweak them depending on what they said in the job description. If they're like, we're looking for a back-end engineer, I would highlight the projects that I did back-end development. They're looking for front-end or full stack, I would highlight those projects and, as Joe said, literally front-load those projects.
Exactly.
And Daniel, the one other question now, I heard a lot of recruiters requesting for a video resume. So basically they want you to send them a 2-minute snapshot of you walking them through the resume, how it translates to what the job skill. Is that something that you guys have come across?
I personally have not seen that before, but I think that's even cooler, man, because that is the opportunity for you to shine and show your personality, right?
Yeah, agreed.
So here's what I would do. If you're asked to do that, I would take it with the understanding that a human is going to watch this. So you want to try to connect with them through a camera. Like, what am I doing right now, Joe? I'm connecting with you through a camera. You're not just like some random guy for me. For me, you're Joe. You're curious. You're intrigued. You want to see what you can do to be able to build your resume, to land a job, be a freelancer, whatever that is. That's how you want to approach it. So when it's about getting in front of the camera, don't think about, I have to create the script. Think about, how can I connect with the person who's going to watch this? Can I say something that, they'll be able to resonate with? Is it a story? Is it something about my resume? But it's your opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
So you're saying it should not be scripted. You should be spontaneous.
Try being spontaneous. I would say try being spontaneous, because that shows like the real you, right? That shows the real person that Joe is, like the amazing person that Joe is with his smile, right, and everything, right? Like,
look at that smile! Look at that smile!
Right there. So yeah, try being spontaneous. Like, for example, create a Loom video, Joe. Create a Loom video and be like, hi, how's it going? Very happy, for you to get in touch with me. Here's a resume, and talk about your experience, right? Most importantly, I think when you were talking about this, going through your resumes, I think what they love, what recruiters that love, most importantly, is your experience. What have you done, right? And talk about what you have learned in that specific experience, job, or project, right? Talk about those, and then actually let me go ahead and put that on here. So, for example, if you're doing like a video, let me see. If I'm doing like a hold on. Fuck.
Well, someone said someone's talking about storytelling. No, I'm not talking storytelling. This is no bedtime story, dude.
No bedtime stories here, guys. But if you're doing like a video resume, right? Video resume, then one of the key things is, talk about your experience, right? But when you talk about your experience, talk about, right, what challenges you had, and how you overcame them.
Exactly. And don't get scared of owning that you made a mistake. Everyone makes a mistake. That's what humans are. You're human.
Yes. And what result you got?
Results.
Very, very, very important. Your resume is very much result driven. Recruiters, they want to see results, and we're going to get to that later on as we get into like the bullet points of like projects and so forth. Yep. But what result did you bring? As the person? That's one big key thing to talk about. Got it, Joe?
Yep.
Great.
Perfect.
Joe, thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Was that helpful?
Hey, thumbs up from Joe. Let's go. Let's go.
Sweet. Awesome.
I love Joe.
Joe is cool. Agreed. I love Joe too. Cool, guys. All right, let's keep going, guys. Really quickly here. All right. So next things first. Let's go and start talking about experience. Okay.
So
which is this section.
This
right
is
here.
what I want to say, guys. If you look at this is my resume, right? If you look at the right side of the resume, everything on the right is related to programming. I start with experience, which are my actual jobs, and the second part is projects, which are my fun projects. Literally, I made sure that I was applying for a software engineer job. I made sure that everything there was software engineer related. Yes. And I tried to just make it like, I try to talk quantity. Like if you look at academic technologies, right? I say, it was, quantity and results, right? For example, like, oh, that's dope. You could highlight stuff. If we look at here.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So, for example, I built internal websites and tools. Those are the things that I delivered.
Where is it?
All right. Or for example, let's go to this one. Right here, that second one. So
Okay.
Classroom Control, it was released as an iOS application in 8 different classrooms across the campus, right? At this campus. And it says, for this semester, the goal was to reach campus-wide use and represented an individual effort of over 250 coding hours, right? Now, that was an estimate. I didn't really clock those in, but I was like, hey, this project took me X amount of months. Let's say this project took me 5 months. I worked on it 20 hours a week for that time. That's about how much time it put into it. And what this was allowing to do is, I talked the results in the one above, which is what was it?
Well, what?
Project of the Future. So basically, it was a project that allowed an ease of use for the professors inside of the classroom, right? Actually, this resume probably doesn't talk that much about it.
Does it?
No, well, it's because the way I approached it was conversations that I had.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're talking about results, you could also talk about if you can quantify.
So So before we get into results, I know you want to touch base on that. I want to kind of take it step by step. Okay.
Let's do it.
So when you talk about experience, right, guys? You see, first things first is you can see how, because a lot of you guys kind of mislead that. So number one, when you talk about a software engineer resume, I think one, it's going to be have your experience be at the top. So experience in terms of where it's placement, experience at the top. Okay, very important. At the top, somewhere at the top, not at the bottom. And that's one of the most important things that they are going to look for when you guys are, in these resumes. Number two, right? Include experience that actually relates to the job.
Yep.
Okay. Please, if you actually have proper experience, do not put that you were in McDonald's or you worked at McDonald's. Okay. We do not need Alcarva. I see you. Raise your hand. Don't worry. I got you. So include jobs that were part that relate to the job you want to get, right? That are related, right? That's very important.
Yes.
Right. Three. What else should we say? Like include jobs that are related. 3. You don't need to include all the jobs. Mm-mm. Include the most important ones, like the most recent ones. Include the most recent ones.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of you guys I know, raise your hand if you're with me on this one. I know that you guys are beginners, correct? Raise your hand if you're with me on this. If you're like a beginner, right? If you're beginners, you might not have as many jobs, right? You might not have much experience. But put down whatever you got, okay? If you do not have, so actually, let's talk about this. If you have no experience, what should they put down?
So this is what I think. If you have no experience in the specific field you're applying for, then maybe that is a time where you can bring other experiences, but
yes,
you change them to show how they can translate over.
Yes.
For example, if literally your only experience is at McDonald's, right, flipping burgers, and you happen to put that, what you want to do is in the bullet points, talk about how as a McDonald's employee, you were able to learn the discipline that is required, similar to be able to, that can carry over to software, right?
Right.
Or talk about you were able to lead a team, so you worked well on your communication skills. But you want to target specific skills that might carry over to the field you're going to. Again, this is if you have like absolutely no projects, no experience, nothing you can talk about, then you might bring in those other experiences, but change them up so that it's relatable to what you're applying for.
Exactly. So guys, for those of you who don't have experience, does that make sense? Raise your hand. Does that make sense? Okay. Yes. Huh?
How do we know if they're raising their hand?
I'm guessing.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'm guessing. I can see you guys, but I can see only one person at a time sometimes.
Okay, perfect.
So, all right, but that is a big key factor, guys. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Now, one other thing. I don't know if this is on here. Let's go here. Oh, you have that here.
Yep.
If you have no experience, one other thing is instead of putting down experience, put down what projects you built.
Exactly.
So, if you literally have no experience, talk about projects. So its projects is going to be where you shine.
Exactly. So if you're in the PWJ community, you've done crazy amounts of projects because that's what Nas has focused on, because that's how you're going to best learn, especially JavaScript, React, whatever that is. If you've been following Sunny's lives, you probably have tons of projects if you've been doing them. This is where it's your opportunity to shine.
Exactly. Beautiful, guys. All right, so So we talked about the experience, we talked about the projects. Now let's go ahead and dive deeper into it. Now, before I dive deeper, Alkarava, you want to go ahead and ask a question? You want my honest opinion on that? Honest opinion? I don't think it matters. My honest opinion, I'm honest opinion on that is I think that is. Oh, hold on. Okay, it's music. My honest opinion. So Adkarba here asked a question about he asked a question about if you should put down the when you graduated or like the years, right? So because he's saying that a lot of people, sometimes companies will discriminate, right, against things like against your age, right? I think honestly that is simply just a, what is it called? What's the right word for it? Excuse. It's an excuse. I'm sorry. It's just an excuse. I don't care. I don't give no two shits how old you are.
No two shits.
Oh, no two shits.
No two shits.
All that matters is how good are you at Karava. Okay? How good are you at what you're doing? I'm mad, guys. Interesting story, guys. So check this out. God, I really wish I can like switch cameras, like so I can like focus in like on here, but I just okay. I mean, can I? Just it's just gonna get screwed up if I do. Let's see. Okay, I don't know.
System audio muted.
Okay, but you guys can still hear me. That's fine. So I think, and you guys on Zoom can hear me. Raise your hand if you can hear me still on Zoom. Yeah, beautiful, good. So when I was interviewing with Google, guys, I had a lunch with a Googler, right? And during that lunchtime, I asked the Googler, "Hey, when did you get your job?" Okay, and interestingly enough, he talked about the whole story of how he got the job. He literally got the job after high school.
Oh wow!
After high school, he got the job. How? Because he was doing GitHub projects, right? GitHub projects. Okay, and he was doing open source projects. Google noticed him doing those projects. They loved what he was doing. Voila. They literally came to him and said, "Hey, we want to give you a job." This guy was in high school. He was just graduating high school, man. So I think that just goes to show it does not matter how old you are. What matters is how good are you? How good are you? Like, do you know your stuff? That is the most important thing. So hopefully that kind of, Alkaba, does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That absolutely makes sense.
Okay, good. So I think it's okay for you to put the date and the year, okay?
Just make sure you
Naz,
experience on the project.
we've got Julian to ask a small question.
Okay,
Yeah,
Julian,
thanks.
go ahead.
I wanted to ask about the skills and the tools. Is it a good idea? And I noticed that you put them all in advanced, intermediate, and basic. Is it a good idea to literally just separate all that out like that?
So the reason I took this approach is because if I just had a conglomerate of skills, like if I had all those skills in like just one section, I mean, I'm pretty sure the recruiter or the person that would be interviewing me would be like, all right, either this guy's a genius or he doesn't know what he's doing, right? Because there's no way that he knows like all the different languages completely mastered. So that's why I decided to split into 3. Now, if you don't have that many different experiences, like if you focus a lot just on front-end development, so it might only be like React, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML, then you don't have to try to, separate all of those out, right? But that's mostly because I just have like at least 15 different skills. So then it's hard for me to put that. And they're like, well, I mean, at what level do you really know Java compared to Python, compared to C, compared to PHP?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So my answer to that, Julian, can I give you my true answer?
Yeah, please.
I don't think it's important. No. I don't think you need to put in advanced, intermediate, basic. I don't think. I always, when I literally put down the things, especially when you're applying for big companies like Google, they don't even give a shit. I know I'm cussing right now, but like they don't give a shit even like what kind of language you know. It's all about, hey, what's in here, man?
Yep.
Like, what's in here?
Yep.
Are you good at creating problems? Like, are you good at solving problems?
Yep.
So put down the skills that you know. Like, for example, I'll show you guys my resume later on, right? I'll show you my resume later on. And you will see that I just have skills listed. That's it. Just boom, 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 skills. That's it. And that worked too.
Yep.
That was not an issue. So you don't have to, no, Julian. You don't have to. It's not a big deal.
But it's an idea.
It's an idea, but you don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely.
So are you gonna do that?
I'm definitely gonna do that.
Okay, cool.
He's not gonna take Nal's advice.
No, he's gonna take my advice. That's fine.
I already have been taking notes.
Cool, awesome, Julian. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
You got it. Cool. Sweet. All right, let's go ahead and keep going, guys. Let's keep going. So next things first, I want to talk about really quickly here. I want to talk about let's see. I want to talk about the actual the text here, right? I want to talk about how do you go ahead? What description do you put down there?
Gotcha. So the way I approach this resume, because now I'm remembering I used this resume for more like general purpose programming, was I wanted to make sure that in the fewest words possible, basically it was very intentional. I was able to showcase what I worked on, and I was able to maybe even quantify the amount of work that went into that, and even talk about results later in the future, or the results that were produced. Now, honestly, looking at this resume, I probably didn't talk that much about the results, but those are tips that I would probably do and change. Again, this resume was something that I created like 2-3 years ago. So those are things that I would definitely add to that resume, which would be more result focused.
Yeah. True, guys. Well, you guys we can hear them. Cool. Awesome. So, okay, so let's go ahead and just talk about this real quickly, guys. Okay? I want to touch base on this. So, in terms of description and in terms of text, one thing, so let's talk about description of the experience, okay? Mm-hmm. One thing that we touched on is results driven. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay, what does that mean?
It means you can talk about the deliverables and how they affected either the company, the business, whatever it is that you worked on. What was the actual results that your work was able to provide?
Yes. So I wanna point out something. So we talk about results. So it's results driven, correct? Very important. Now I want to highlight a few things. Let me see. I'm gonna highlight this stuff. So for example, guys. If you guys see here, for example, Daniel has a few things. He's like, he talked about developed DevOps portal, an internal website tool, and so forth, right? Developed a notification service, blah 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 blah, right? Explore the capabilities of a new tool used, blah blah blah, right? So these, for example, develop. So keywords like develop, created, right?
Designed,
Increased, designed, these are called keywords. So when I say keywords, right? Let's list them out here for a second here, right? Created, right?
Yeah, these are basically the
developed,
verbs, right? Like, what did you do as a developer?
Right. Create, develop, increased. Maybe you increased efficiency in something, right?
Yep.
You went ahead and decreased, right? Maybe decreased the amount of time it takes to do something, right?
Optimized.
Right? Automated. Like all these keywords, honestly, that is probably the most important thing you need to use in your descriptions. A lot of people, you will see your description is just crazy nuts, man. Your description is way too much, I think. but I shouldn't say that because he's got the job at Blue Origin, so it doesn't matter what I say.
I made this resume 2 years ago, so I can take the criticism. I don't really care.
At the same time, guys, right? It's like if you just simply use those keywords and showcase how you impacted the company, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all they need. Does that make sense, guys? Raise your hand. Does that make sense? Good. Beautiful. Okay. So let's keep going with that, for example. Let's keep going. I wanna go into like a brush tool here.
Perfect.
Brush tool. Oh shit, where's my brush tool? There's my brush tool. Alright. got something. Okay, there we go. So develop, right? So let's go ahead and let's get really quick here. Oh, what is this? What is this?
Zoom.
What is this? Where does this always get? How do I always do this, man?
I don't know, man. You messed up the rest of the live.
No.
Oh, it's just for that application. I think you might have pressed something like in this.
I think I pressed something here, but I'm not sure what I pressed though.
Okay.
Shift? Nope.
It never works live, man.
All right. No,
why'd you go to your resume now?
No. I want to finish it up. No. I got it. I got this. This is not a big deal, guys. Show. There we go. See, I got this. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on really quickly here. Okay. So keep. Let's say if we keep going with the specific things, right? We have So what do we have? Individually develop, right? Another keyword, right?
Mm-hmm.
So these things are keywords. Okay. Next thing. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's talk about projects.
Yep.
Okay. What should you do on projects?
So for projects, these were 2 projects that I had developed personally on my own time, and they were both full stack or one was more front end, the other one was more full stack development project. Yeah. But since I was applying for a developer role, I just wanted to put that type of experience there. So these are things that I had done on the side, right? So I talked more about what those were as well. So one was a web-based application. The other one was, so for the projects, I didn't really make it like result focused because it's kind of implicit that those were the things that I was doing, but you could definitely do, I developed, or not I, because you're not supposed to use that, but developed XYZ by doing that, or whatever results you did with that project, right?
Yes, okay. Yeah, exactly. So I think for projects, any project that you do that relates to coding, like programming, you include that. So for example, obviously include, especially as a beginner, include any project related, correct?
Exactly. So here you could talk about the live builds. Here you could talk about the PWJ projects, all of those things.
Exactly. Talk about those. Talk about what in those projects. Talk about what, like, as were you the lead developer? Were you the front end developer? Like, who were you in that project? If you were the main developer, just put in the developer. That's it, right? Example, you can see that Daniel here has lead developer on here, correct? So he has lead developer as one of the things that he does. Yeah. Okay. So that's part 1. Part 2, you can in terms of description. I think it's also important. I think it's okay to have it be result driven too. Yeah. Results driven. And you will see what I'm talking about when I go to my resume. Okay. Sure. And also talk about just what was your role in the project. And you were on the project. And that's pretty much it. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yep. Another big key thing, guys, okay, is if you have it, include a GitHub link. Yep. Dude, the amount of times that I have recruiters that literally would come to me, and I think at 2 or 3 times when I was doing recruiters, they said, "Oh yeah, checked out your GitHub link, checked out your GitHub project. Mm-hmm. Can you please go through this project?" Literally, right? And that was so helpful for them. And I included that GitHub project. It actually showed them the real thing, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's something that I would definitely do. But back then, I didn't have GitHub or GitLab or whatever.
Didn't have GitHub?
Well, no, I didn't.
How old are you? Dude. What are you, old?
Hey, man.
Man, this guy is old, guys. This guy is old at this point. He's like in his 30s now. I'm just kidding. He's not in his 30s. He's my age.
Yeah, so the most I could have done here was, that link. It's probably not working anymore. But that's where we actually had it live in the server. Yep. So I was able to point to that. But if I was actually doing GitHub, then that's what I would have done instead. Yes. But you see, that's what we're going to talk more about in this presentation, which is what are the other things that you could have that can make sure that you'll really stand out.
Exactly. Include the live link project.
Yep. Or the source code. Project. Or you already got the
GitHub link and even the live link, honestly.
Exactly.
Okay? That's going to be very important. So, and pretty much, guys, like, that sums up what you need to do. Like, there's really not that much complication to a resume. If you have your projects, number 1, if you have a resume, number 2, if you have your skills, number 3, that is pretty much it.
Exactly.
Right? That is pretty much it. Now, very important, another thing that I want to touch base on, guys. For those of you who want to go ahead and become developers, who want to be part of a group like this right here, right? Want to become developers, go ahead and join the webinar. Link in description right now, okay? Join the webinar we have on how to become a React.js developer. Join, link is in description below. Make sure you go there literally right now. Do like get off this YouTube video right now. I'm not even kidding. Like just like click the link right there and join the webinar, and we will see you tomorrow, and we're gonna provide you some great value just like we are doing here right now. Beautiful. Let's keep going. Let's keep going, guys. All right. Let's go ahead and take on a question before I move on to my resume. Anybody have a question? Yes. Who's talking? Vamshi. Okay, I see you now. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
For a uncertified Java certification, and for a tester, they might ask ISTQB certification. So, how important these certifications are? To be included in a resume.
So, how important? What you are asking, my friend, is you are asking pretty much is how important are these certifications? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, certifications. Question mark. Are they important or not?
I think only if they're looking for it. If they're specifically looking for it, which I haven't seen a lot of software development companies do unless it's like an IT specialist role,
yeah,
then you don't really need to include that stuff. And like I said, if I had any, I would have put in the coursework, but that's only because I had a lot of space to fill out the resume. If you don't have a lot of space because you already have a lot of projects, a lot of experience, and they're not asking for the certification, I really don't think that it matters. Right? It more matters like, can you actually deliver the results? If they're looking for a full stack developer, can you develop full stack applications, front end, back end, whatever that may be?
Yeah. So I think, so what kind of certifications do you have, Vamshi? What kind of certifications do you have?
Currently, I have a ISTQB certification because I was an automation test engineer, so I wanted to shift to web development.
Gotcha. So you have a testing engineer certification, correct?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I think, for example, when I put down, like, it's very much, if they're not looking for it, but if you have it, it's not going to hurt you.
That's a good point. Like,
if you have the certification, it's not going to hurt. Now, mind you, for those of you who do not have certifications, that is not necessary. For example, for me, I had an award. I won. One of the things that I did is I won a first place in a hackathon. In a hackathon, and I put that as that's a thing, right?
Yep.
So, but that simply showed, and actually I had a lot of recruiters asking me about that. By the way, Atkarva, thanks so much for the donation.
Hey,
let's
appreciate
go.
it, man.
Appreciate it, man. Hold on, make sure. How do I screenshot this? Hold on. Can I screenshot it? Oh no, there's so much going on right now. Hold on. I got this. Dang it. No. Where's Droppler? Why does Kazi have so many drop applications, different applications? Does not make sense. No. Anyways, Alkharaba, thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, Vamshi, if you have a certification, put it down. That's fine. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sure. No, thank you.
Okay? But if you don't have, but if for those of you who do not have certification, don't think of it as like you have to have a certification. You don't have to have it, because we have a lot of people asking us, hey, you guys to give certifications and so forth. It's not necessary. Most important thing is your experience. That's it. Project experience. That is it.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you, Nas.
You got it. Amara, how you doing? You're smiling.
Yeah, I was smiling about how you were clapping your hands.
Yeah. Anybody? Any more questions?
Yeah.
Please?
Yeah. 1 sec, Nas.
I love how we're taking like I love how like we can directly like just talk in Zoom. Like for those of you guys who have questions, if you have a question on YouTube, go ahead and put that question down. Yes, if you have a question on YouTube, just drop it in the description. Not description, in the comment section, and we'll go ahead and try to get to you. Okay?
Yeah, we'll try to probably maybe write those down as I see them.
Yeah.
Hey Nas.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So what are some, stuff that you need to know in order to like get into big tech companies such as Fang or Squarespace or something like that? Like, do you need to know data structures and algorithms? Like, is that a good thing to know when you apply? Like, can you get a job in big tech company without knowing data structures and algorithms?
That is a great question, and here's what I would say is your first focus always should be, as Nas said, projects and experience, right? So you want to make sure that you're developing projects that are really pushing you beyond your boundaries, whether that's just front end, back end, security, machine learning, whatever that is, and you start to build that, basically the knowledge that you need to actually work for someone, right? Now later, once you're at that point, then you can worry about, trying to get and pass those interviews, right? But I think right now the first thing should be project and experience. Once you've built at the point where it's like you're building out these projects, you have massive experience, and then you want to go to big tech, then unfortunately, because of the way that big tech interviews, you will have to learn a little bit about algorithms, a little bit about data structures, and mastering the interview process. But you shouldn't worry about that until you at least have the fundamental basic experience you need to be able to do the job.
True. So, but to answer your question, Srikar, do you actually need to know data structures? When you go ahead and you want to apply, when you go ahead and apply for companies like Google, yes, you do need to know data structures. Yes, you do need to know those algorithms. Because like it or not, on those interviews, they are going to ask you. Yep. So if that's your question, like, do you need to know those things? Yes, you do. Yes, you do need to know them. Need to know like data structures and so forth, right? Mm-hmm. But what you need to understand, Srikar, correct? Srikar, yeah. What you understand also is you will know them, you will get better at them as you build projects, right? So as you work on projects, as you do more things, those things will start to come naturally to you, and you will start to understand them, how to use them in the real world. Does that make sense? But
yeah, that makes
Jade,
sense.
thanks so much for the donation. Appreciate it, my friend. Hey, let's go. Hey, hold on. Hey, we got another one. You got another one? Hey, so much. You guys are doing something which will be known in history. I love your enthusiasm and advice. I wish to just learn everything from you guys. Thanks so much, Ranak. Appreciate it, my friend.
Appreciate it,
my friend. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
This is amazing. Awesome. I wish I can do Droplet. What the heck is Droplet? How do I use Droplet so I can actually screenshot this stuff? Screenshot. Is it Option Shift 4?
4. That's usually what it is.
Yeah. So Option Shift 3. Oh, there we go. Hey.
Perfect.
Oh shit.
Oh, 3 is the whole screen.
No, I have to do system preferences. Look at this. I have to go system preferences. I have to go. Okay, guys, let's keep going, guys. Any more questions, guys? You go ahead. You tell me. Any more questions?
Yeah. Nas, I had one more quick question.
Go ahead.
Do you know a place to learn data structures in algo?
What's a good place to learn? I do know. Actually, but you say it first.
Gotcha. So, I personally learned them from my classes. That's where I first started, and I expanded into going into websites like HackerRank and LeetCode to be able to practice them. So, the place where you can definitely learn is, it could be a book, it could be, whether it's an online course, but maybe Nas knows a specific place that might be a great resource.
Yeah, a great resource, honestly, 2 resources for you to learn those specific things, okay? Let's go ahead and go through those. One is going to be the Cracking the Coding interview. It's a book. Okay? It's a book that will teach you a lot about the data structures. Two is going to actually be on YouTube. On YouTube, I know it's simple stuff, right? But on YouTube, if you search up, for example, like I'll show it to you right now. Let's just show an example here. So I will go ahead and I'll put you here, right? So Cracking the Coding interview, right? They go very deep in those data structures. So I highly recommend for any of you guys who are going to do resumes, you very much look into that, okay? It's very important, guys. So like this book right here, where's this book? Read this book. It's very good at explaining those specific things, okay? But if you, for example, go on YouTube, and you search up YouTube data structures.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that explain it really well, and they'll teach you the fundamentals, the basics, maybe even have like some extra practice as well.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see.
Technically.
For example, right? So for example, this is pretty good too. I like this one.
Yeah, so CS Dojo, he has a great YouTube site where he actually landed a job at Google. He landed a job at Google, and what he did is he decided to actually teach people more about the technical interview. So
Yeah.
CS Dojo, definitely I would recommend him if you want to learn more about the algorithms technically and the data structures.
Yeah, exactly. So, and really important as also, Sarikar, as you're learning those data structures, go ahead and actually go, for example, to like HackerRank and start practicing those algorithms, right? So it's not just about learning. Do you hear me? You hear me? Yes. Give me a thumbs up. Yeah. It's not just about learning, right? Because you can learn as much as you want, but it's also about applying it. That, Sarikar, is probably that's probably even more important than just learning it.
Yep.
Okay. Because so, for example, if you go to HackerRank, for example, right? If you go through this site, okay, and then you talk about, let's say, oh shoot, I have to like sign up. Can I just log in or something? Kazi, I'm sorry, but I have to show your email. Doesn't matter. So if you go ahead, right, and go to HackerRank and you talk about, okay, come on, proceed. Do you? Yes.
Kazi's looking for a
proceed.
job.
Kazi, you're gonna be getting jobs. No, proceed.
Just
view jobs. No, I don't want to view jobs.
What are you doing, bro?
I'm trying to get out of this, man. I'm trying to show that this is something give us some fire.
That's hilarious. All right.
Okay, so for example, like problem solving, right? So problem solving here. Problem solving. Where is this? Practice. Algorithms. See this right here? Data structures and algorithms. So go ahead and, for example, you go to data structures. Srikar, okay? Go to those. Oh, something happened. Go to those and boom, right? Solve challenge, solve challenge, solve challenge. So start doing them right away and you will, this is, my friend, is how you're going to learn even more than simply just by reading them.
Exactly. Doing them, practicing them over and over and over again.
Okay?
So the certifications that come on HackerRank, like, could I put that on my resume? And then Google and them will see, like, oh, this guy got a certification from HackerRank on data structures. That means he's probably has some knowledge of data structures. Is it like accredited by, like, does Google know what HackerRank is?
I mean, Google knows what HackerRank is, but I think more importantly, going back to Naz's advice, it's more about the projects and the experience you've actually developed. If there's a certificate in HackerRank that is super hard to get and you happen to get it, wouldn't hurt to add, but you're not going to get their attention by saying HackerRank. You're going to get their attention by saying, hey, I built a COVID tracker. That's how you're going to get their attention.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't focus so much on the certifications. Again, don't focus so much on certifications. Focus more on the projects that you got and on the experiences you get from here. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. By the way, what module? You're starting the modules, Srikar? You're starting the modules?
Yeah.
Yeah. What module you're on?
I'm on module 2. I'm on the last video.
Let's go, man.
Awesome,
That's sick.
man. That
awesome
is
job.
awesome.
Sweet. Cool. So yeah, keep doing that. Keep joining the coaching calls, man, and keep doing the projects with the coaching calls. That is going to have a bigger impact on you for you than even just putting certifications on it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Thank you. Awesome. All right, guys. Let's continue on with my resume.
Yeah, guys. So I saw the question on YouTube. What's up, Amanat?
We've got another person waiting in the queue for a question.
Okay. Let's take one more question. I think I enjoy taking questions, honestly, even more than just like, let's take one. Yeah, let's do it. Keep going. Let's do it, man.
Hi, Nayas. This is Anish here.
Hey, what's up,
man? So basically
Good to see you.
Doing fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Good.
So I had basically two questions, basically.
Go ahead.
Going through Daniel's resume. So where he had mentioned the experiences, he was, not everyone has a lot of experiences, right? So you mentioned that, you can talk about you have worked here and you have worked there and you're having the soft skills and all those things which can actually help you advance into the programming, the platform and into the field.
Right.
Now the thing is that under what heading do I add this? I mean, it's not coming under the experience thing. So,
Okay, so you were asking about like soft skills, where to put that down there?
Right. Like as you mentioned that if I've worked in McDonald's and I have discipline which can actually help me in my software career.
Okay.
I cannot include that in my experience, right? I mean,
No,
in which category do I actually?
No, that's true. No, that goes under your experience. That goes under. So you, for example, you work. Okay, McDonald's, right? What did you do? What did you do? Like, for example, where did you work? For example, where did you work?
I was earlier in TCS, and now I'm doing business. So
say one more time. Say one more time.
I was earlier in Tata Consultancy Services.
Okay, what did you do there? What did you do there? What was your job?
I had been there in multiple roles. I started off as a support role in SharePoint as an admin.
So support.
Then I moved on.
A support role.
Yeah.
So like customer support.
Yes.
Customer support.
You can say like yes. I mean, you can say that.
Okay, so customer support.
And then I went on to design using the SharePoint Designer.
Okay.
And then I went on to doing a bit of development.
Okay.
Which is for a very brief while, and then I again moved into the support role for Java.
Really? Wow, that is perfect.
Yes.
Dude, 100%. Put that on your experience. What are you even thinking about?
Yeah, but that was under like one company, so.
No, but no. If it's under one company, here's what you do. Here's what you do. What I did, for example, when I had something similar, right? What I did is like I would put like, okay. So for example, let's say I don't remember what the company name was. Let's say the company name is like Google, okay? Because why not? Nice. And let's say right, you were let's say customer support, right? Customer support, right? Customer support. And then so here you did like September through October. I don't know. Then you put another experience, for example, here, and here you did Google. Oh, you guys hear me?
Designing.
Yeah. Here Google, and then here, for example, next up you were Java support, right? So you keep listing out your different lead roles that you were on as experiences. That is your experience.
And it would be so cool because now the recruiter can see your journey with that one company and how you're shifting towards becoming a developer.
Yes.
Okay. So the second question is that I left my software career in 2017.
Okay.
And since then I have not been doing any, I've been just doing coding like just to be, it's like a passion. Okay. But I have not been doing like, to earn money or, kind of doing a job here or there. I've been full time into a different category altogether, like sales and marketing.
Right.
But, I mean, I do enjoy coding a lot and, I keep on to doing that. So, I mean, I don't have many projects under my belt, right? So now you are saying that we need to mention the roles in the project, so I mean, what kind of role do I mention when I'm just doing it, sitting in my computer and just doing, loving something and just making a project out of it?
In that case, you don't have to mention a role. If you're the one creating the project, just put the project name. That's it.
Yeah, but then it's you said that it should result driven. I mean, what kind of result driven? I mean, can I put there?
For example, so what project did you build? Just let's take an example.
Like to-do list app. Like I was building for a company, for my own company. I was building like
created a to-do list app, to-do list app. You created for a company, you said?
I was in the process of building for my own company. Like we have this annual maintenance contracts and all those.
What was the purpose of the to-do list app? Let me ask you the question. What was the purpose?
It was actually more beneficial to the company, as in whenever the warranties would expire for the customers for the products.
Wait, mail would. But say it one more time. What did you do? Like how was it helping?
So I am in the IT hardware and services firm.
Okay.
So we supply products.
Okay.
Say for example, the simplest product is like say a desktop or laptop.
Okay.
And we sell those to the customers with say warranties. Now, most of the warranties get over within a year. And now I want to extend the warranties, right? So, we don't have the time to, actually do the data mining and going through our past records and checking on and sending individual mails to everyone. right? So I kind of built like an SMS and email platform, an automated email platform where directly it would just
And
calculate.
what did that platform do? Did it increase the efficiency in something, or decrease something?
Yes. It increased the efficiency of my own company. I mean,
there we go.
I mean,
Increased.
it
There we go. There we
gave
go.
me more revenue.
This is it. Check this out. Increased efficiency, right? Efficiency of something. I don't know what it was, right? By building a to-do list app using React JS or whatever it is. What did you use? Java. What did you use?
Java.
Okay, using Java. Boom. That's it. Look at that. Keywords: increased efficiency, right, of something. That's result driven. You increase efficiency of something by how? By building a to-do list app, okay, right? By building a to-do list app, right? I know it's really hard to see that, but it's just but building a to-do list app using what? Using Java. And so it shows you did something using something, and then it shows you what you learned, so it's just Java. Done.
Okay, so at the same time, you're even highlighting the technologies that you've worked on.
Yes, done.
Perfect. Thank you.
You got it?
Yep.
Oh, wow,
Thanks.
this is so cool. We're just doing this on the fly. This is so cool, man. I love this stuff.
Cool. So I saw that someone on YouTube had asked, what about for resumes that are for freelancers? And I believe you have some of that on your resume.
For freelancers?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just like jobs you've been able to land. Do you have some of that, or?
I would say it's pretty much similar. It's just for freelancers. For freelancers, what changes is pretty much going to be your projects. Your projects are going to be your most key points. Like for freelancers, it's gonna be, okay, what projects have you done?
Yep.
That's gonna be the key.
Exactly.
Okay. So for freelancers, I'm just gonna put down here for freelancers. Hey, Ranuk, done it again.
Again, dude. This guy's the bomb, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Ranuk yet again coming in with the kill. Check this out.
What's he say?
Dude, he's inside the Zoom call, bro.
Oh, you're inside the Zoom call? Bro, we need to... Bro, if you have a question, let us know. We'll bring you on here. Guys, you should join PWJ. You'll learn, understand, and complete projects. These awesome projects. Can't wait for your next class. Totally pumped. Hey, let's go, Ranuk.
Let's go.
Ranuk, do you have a question? Actually, can we bring Ranuk on? Ranuk,
yeah.
Do you have a question? Let me see. Can we bring Ranuk on? That'd be cool. You go from someone who donated on YouTube to actually someone to be some.
Yeah. Inside the course. If you're not inside the course,
hi guys.
This Sunday.
Hey, Ranuk, what is up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Good to see you.
Yeah. Hi guys. So no, actually I didn't have any question. I'm just enjoying what you guys are providing the knowledge with, and that's really great to hear. And it's just.
When did you join PWJ?
The last 6 day. That was really great, and after the React challenge, it was just, I was totally pumped up that I had to join this, and and you guys are just providing knowledge and so much entertainment. I'm just enjoying it, and that's really great.
I love it, man. How are you like your JavaScript, man? All good there?
That's really good, and even enjoying with you and waiting for Sunny and everyone. They are like so best, and guys, I really want to say that you should join it because it's really lovely and you'll just enjoy it here with the community and the people with the energy. It's so great that I love it. It's just right now here it's 2:18 in the midnight, and still I'm just so pumped up that I wanna be here in this call. That's really great.
Dude,
yeah.
Awesome.
Let's go.
I love it. Seriously, thank you so much, and thank you so much for being on the YouTube live calls and for the donations. Really appreciate it, man. And I'm happy to have you.
Yeah, man.
Happy to have you as a student, man. Seriously. I'll see you in the coaching calls, okay? I'll see you. Are you gonna be
Yeah. Cool. Yes. I am.
Beautiful. Awesome. All right, guys. Let's continue on with the resume stuff. Let's go ahead and continue on. What we have got now, guys. So we talked about our resume, talk about Daniel's resume, talk about a few different resumes, okay? Let's go and talk about real quick. I want to touch base a little bit on my resume, okay? A little bit on my resume, and then we will go ahead and then start bringing in people's resumes that they submitted.
Sure.
How much time do we have? It's 2 hours now. Holy shit,
so
guys.
Also, we didn't talk about all the other stuff like LinkedIn, personal brand, and all those things. We could go back and
we might have to do another live call, man.
Yeah, if you guys are liking this, we might just do another live call where we dive deeper into other things you could do to be able to get, from recruiters, whether that's networking, that's building your LinkedIn, building your personal brand on Instagram. There are so many different things that you can do. We could get into that later, but what we're probably going to do in this call is review Naz's, and then we're going to review some of the people in the PWJ community's resume, and we're going to give advice so that they can actually go out there and implement some of those changes.
Beautiful, guys. Now, so yeah, we might actually, in terms of LinkedIn stuff, we might take that into another call.
Yeah,
because I think it's just
it's
so
super
much.
valuable, but we'll take that to another call.
All right, beautiful. Let's get to it, guys. So my resume. Did you remove my?
Yours is also
okay. There's my resume, guys. Okay, there's my resume. Let's see. Okay, now. And somebody asked a question actually. So here's my resume. This resume actually worked out. So this resume was actually proofread by people at LinkedIn. It was proofread by people at Google even. So a lot of stuff that's on here is actually me. And I'll show you guys how I did this, guys. I'm not kidding.
Make it full screen.
How do I make it full screen?
With the green button.
Like this?
Yeah.
Oh shit, look at that, bro. It's insane. Okay, cool. So
Move that out of the way.
yeah, I'll move that a little bit out of the way right here. Okay, cool, guys. So we got Anok on the right hand side right here. He's with us. But so one of the things that I did, which I thought was really interesting, is actually I literally I went on LinkedIn, okay? I went on LinkedIn and I searched up people who went to the same university, okay? The same university, and who worked at the job I wanted to work at, and I messaged them, and I called them, and I contacted them on LinkedIn. Crazy stuff, right? And literally 80%, I got about 80% success rate on that.
Yeah.
Right? So I contacted them, and I'm like, hey guys, so like someone I will contact, like, hey, can you help me out? Or I'm trying to get into LinkedIn or Google. Can you maybe give me some pointers on what I can do to get into this company? And then we'll talk, we'll exchange some emails, and I literally later on, I will go ahead and, hey, can you maybe proofread my resume? What do you think about this resume? And that's how it was proofread.
That's awesome.
Dude, and that worked so well. So well. If you there's a certain company you want to work at, start connecting with people who are working at that company. Do not spam, of course.
No spam.
Don't spam, but just be nice about it and kind about it. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Hey, oh, hey. Wait, we're both okay.
Let's get
We're both salsa dancing, which is pretty funny. All right, guys, let's keep going. So, a few things that I want to highlight, kind of on my own on my thing here. So, a few things I'm gonna highlight. Okay, you see, so Naz. Okay, this is my name, of course, right? That makes sense, hopefully. But one thing I want to highlight on my resume is the simplicity of reading it top to bottom.
Yep.
Okay. So one big thing is, like, if I say here, right, it's being able to top to bottom, right, top to bottom reading. Very simple, right? You can see technical skills, projects, experience.
Yep.
Boom, right? So you can skim that so quickly. A recruiter can skim that so easily. It will know who I am and what are things that I do. Okay, now let's check them out. Let's go a little bit deeper into this stuff. Okay, so let's talk about this. Technical skills. Okay, remember how you're talking about the skills, which is like it's divided up into different things, like advanced. I didn't do that. I just said languages. Here's what I know: Python, PHP, JavaScript, MongoDB, MySQL, Java, HTML. So
yeah. What you did do is you divided it based off of different genres that they fit.
Exactly. So, like, for example, languages, frameworks, and concepts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Right. So, because it's so easy to read that. Right? As a recruiter, you know right away what I know. Okay, frameworks: AngularJS, Django REST, Flask, WordPress, Scikit-learn, Scrapey, jQuery, Bootstrap. Yep. Frameworks. Concepts: machine learning, data mining, OOP, UML. Right? Very easy to read, and that worked out very well. Let's talk about projects. Okay, we talk about projects, which is a very. You see, even here, for example, project was actually first, and then experience was actually second.
Yep. Yeah. So
it's
you're
always
highlighting
been
what
like
you've actually delivered.
Exactly. It's actually always been. Somebody asked, "What about NoSQL?" I know this is an old resume, so I know NoSQL now, but at that time I did not know that. So, so check this out: projects created a real estate MLS integration, right? Real estate MLS integration. Here is the company. This is my company, right? The date and so forth, right? And here are the keywords. Let's talk about these keywords really quickly here, okay, guys? Let's talk about these keywords that we talked about really, really fast, right?
Boom.
Look at this. Created, right? Look at that, right? Next up, we have decreased, right? When I say keywords, I'm not talking bullshit. I actually know because I use it. You know? Decreased, maintained, increased, right?
Organized.
Right there, check this out. Increased, right? It's all very much, so I'm gonna highlight this. Created, decreased WordPress search time by 75%. And even for example, guys, this is really cool, guys. If you can highlight a number, a quantifiable number, bro, that's like for recruiters, like, holy grail, thank you God for sending me this person, you know?
They get super excited.
they get super excited about this, you know? Because they like this. Hey, the decreased search time by 75%, that says a lot.
Yeah.
Okay? For example, integrated MLS grid to pull 70,000 houses listings, that says a lot.
If you could put numbers in there, it's going to give them an idea of the type of work you really have to do.
Exactly.
Because there's a difference between 70,000 and just 1,000.
Exactly. And so if we go back to here, right, for example, right, and then right away you can see I talk about technologies I used, Python, PHP, Flash API, so I talk about technologies I use, and then you provide the link right there. Yep. So simple, right? I provide the link. Let's talk about next time. Service contracts platform. Wait, I don't even know what this was. Oh. This is a long time ago. So service.com, a company I worked for, right, and so forth. The date right here, right? Created an architecture for the front end single page application using AngularJS, right? Remember the keyword, right? Keyword. Who's this? Hey, is keyword here, right, guys? Next tip. Next thing, increased code readability. Code readability and decreased maintenance by using proper Angular techniques.
Yep.
Keywords, right? Maintain front end back end applications. Creating integration with Google Maps and Customer IO.
It's like when we say keywords, it's literally a verb.
It's
if you
a verb.
Look at all these things.
I did something.
Increased, maintained, created,
developed,
organized, developed, designed.
Boom. Yes.
All of those are verbs. It's something you are. It's literally like when you write a function, you want the function to be a verb because the function does something. So they want to see here the things that you have done.
Exactly. For example, you can see I have a GitHub link right here. I specified the GitHub link. I specified a GitHub link right here, right? And you can see just how clean this is.
Yeah.
Right? All right, let's continue on. All right, experience, right? Simple stuff, experience. And you can see even right here, I'm at a point where I don't even put my GPA. I don't put my school anymore in here.
Yeah, because it's just so many projects that
right? It doesn't matter now. Now it's just irrelevant. Once you guys have projects under your belt and you have experience under your belt, you do not need to put even your degree at this point at all.
Correct.
They do not give a shit about it. Well, maybe they give a little bit, but sometimes, but they don't. So, all right, let's continue on. Next thing, experiences, right? Here's, you see, again, one page, one big thing to understand it here, right? This is one page, guys. One page.
That's it.
And look at how much there is on this page. And somebody asked the question, hey, why is it so full? It's okay. If it's full, it's okay. Most importantly is how easy it is to read. All right. So if we go,
and you want to make sure the things you have there are intentional.
Exactly.
They actually, it's not just like random things that are put on there, right? It's actually something that's gonna show them why you could actually stand out and land that job.
Yes, exactly. Next up, for example, so this is my experience, right? Independent contract, this is when I was freelancing right here, working with clients to integrate and build web apps APIs using modern practices and clean architecture, right? Software developer, co-develop something, right? For when I was working as an intern at this company right here, Urban Science, right? Combine statistics and multiple brands to showcase and predict the industry trends, right? Created, right? Develop. Again, those keywords. When for example, when I still had my first job, my first internship right here, right? Software engineering intern, co-develop the backend of Trondala, increase product base by 100%, from 60,000 to 120,000, right? All those things right? Again, keywords.
Exactly.
And I think that's pretty much it, guys. Like, it does not get, it doesn't need to be more complicated than this. It does not.
Simple.
Anybody have any questions? Raise your hand on here, and we'll ask you a question. Anybody have any questions? Raise your hand, and we will answer them. Anybody have any questions, Amanath?
Yeah, we have one person called Sahil Patel.
Okay, go ahead.
Just unmuted him. Let's see.
All right, go ahead.
No questions, guys?
Anybody have any questions, guys? Hold on. Raise your
see.
hand. Raise your hand up high if you have a question or no questions.
Okay,
Oh,
we
so
got
still has a
Anand.
question.
Okay,
All right.
Anand.
Yeah. Hey, hi, Naz.
How you doing?
So I'm good. Just wanted to ask if you are an experience, you have worked in a company and they have certain rules and regulations that you cannot expose internal working of a project. So for example, if you're building a to-do list, which you're not doing in a certain company, but if you are doing that, they don't want you to say that, okay, you made an app add button, you added a functionality to add a button. So how do I put that on my resume, like what I did in that project? Do you have any? Did I get?
What would you say? What would you say? Because I have a few things to say too.
Yeah. So, for example, with my company, it's important that we don't talk about the specifics as well. So, if there's something I can't talk about specifically, I guess I would. I mean, it depends, because if they really say you can't talk about features that you've added without giving details, like you literally can't talk about it at all, I assume that's pretty tough because they really can't talk about it. But I feel like you are actually able to talk about high level what you're able to achieve and the results you were able to get. But you don't have to talk about the details of the actual workings itself, because I'm sure that if you're talking with a recruiter and you do have some sort of confidentiality or whatever that's called, they would respect that. But at a high level, you could still talk about the results you got.
Yeah. So I think, for example, if you're actually writing a description for that, so Anad, if you're writing a description for that specific thing, here's what I would do. In description, I would actually put down the following. And this is, I did this a few times, and that has worked out for me pretty well. I literally just say, code developed the application. Let's say I code developed. When you say code developed, I developed it with someone, right? So you say I code developed the to-do list app, right? To-do list app. And then what's gonna happen? Is when you get on a call with the recruiter, right? Then they will ask you the details about that specific app, and then you can talk about it, right?
Yeah.
But initially, I think you can say just co-develop the app, right? That you can talk about that experience there.
Yep. Exactly.
Does that make sense? Sweet. Does that answer your question? Yeah. All right, guys.
Yep.
The question.
We have
one more.
Ashwin. Yep. Ashwin.
Yeah. Hey Nas. Hey Daniel. So.
Oh shit! Holy shit! Hold on. I want to highlight something really cool, guys. Hold on. Obi Wayne, guys.
Look at this.
Obi Wayne,
man.
I just signed up for PWJ, for your PWJ course because of Anand Kumar. I'm looking forward to start tomorrow. Let's go, man.
Hey.
Obi Wayne, you are going to start to get on these Zoom calls now. You're going to be able to see Naj. You're going to ask these questions. You're going to learn so much, man. We're so excited that you're part of the community.
And thank you, Ranu Kumar, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, dude. Not only donations.
I'm just
donations
and Obi Wayne.
I'm just psyched up. The community is getting more stronger and stronger. That's just great, huh?
Awesome. That's the best part, man. It's getting too strong. It's getting too strong.
Yeah.
I was like, too strong.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Press the blue button.
All right, cool, guys, sweet guys. So, any other questions you guys have, and we'll answer those questions.
Yeah, Nas, I was asking a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so my question is related to my education. So I have done my master's and bachelor's, and I've done a diploma too in mechatronics engineering. So I've been like studying that for the past 8 years, and right now, like software development is so exciting for me, and I want to get into that. So
That's
so
awesome.
once a recruiter sees my profile, he's always asking if my master's is in data science or a certain like computer science. And like recently, I had an interview and like it went well to the end. I was able to answer the technical questions, but he assumed I was a master's in data science. But I just told him I was mechatronics, and like they didn't give me the offer. So I just want to get some tips on how to work around that.
You want to talk about that? So just to rephrase your question, okay? I'm just going to rephrase your question. So what happened with you is you have a master's in something else, right? Not data science, okay? What is it exactly?
It's mechatronics engineering.
What is it, mechatronics engineering? What is that?
It's more related to robotics and stuff.
Okay.
Like it has very little coding.
Cool. So you have a master in mechatronics engineering, okay? And you apply for a job, and they thought that you had a master's in data science, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's because the role I applied to was for a data engineer.
Data engineer. And so when they went ahead and they interviewed you, right, you think that they declined you because of the fact that you did not have the master's in data science, correct?
Yes.
Did they tell you that specifically?
The interview went on for almost an hour, and about the end of the interview, the recruiter asked me like if the degree was in like data science. I just mentioned no, it was in mechatronics, and then like I just felt it was because of that I didn't get the offer.
Do you think that's because of that you didn't get the offer? Is that what you think?
I think so, but I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think very important here, guys, is I'm gonna say this like very seriously. Please, there's no need to. Do not lie. You do not need to lie. If you have a master's in data science, you have a master's in data science. There's nothing you can do about that, right? That Ashwin, that's what you have, right? Now, if they decided to not give it a role because of the fact that that's what you have, you have in mechatronics, then what you do is you move on. Like, you just move on, right? But right, and you keep going. And there will be a company that is going to select you for your amazing role, for your degree that you do have, and for the mind that you do have. So if one does not work out, it is not the end of the role. That is the very important part, right? So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's the very important part. But please keep in mind, and I'm going to say this very importantly, do not lie. That's very important, guys, okay? Do not lie.
I didn't mention like as to what degree I did. I just put Masters of Engineering, just put Bachelors of Technology. I didn't like mention mechatronics in either of those options. So I think that misdirected the employer maybe.
Maybe you should put down your actual masters that you have. And I don't think it's something you need to worry about too much. There will be companies who will like what you have as well.
Okay. Cool, thank you.
But maybe like don't almost also like maybe they didn't select you not because of the masters. Maybe there's something else. Maybe they just found someone else. Who knows? Most importantly, just keep going, move on. Daniel, I know you apply for only 3 companies, right? Microsoft, Google, and you got, right? So this guy is just crazy. Okay, I'll tell you that. Okay, I applied for 50 jobs. I applied for 50 jobs, guys. Okay, so I was in a little bit positions, but I kept going.
Yeah, well, when you think about a job, it's not just about finding a job. It's about finding a job for you. And actually, it might actually be good for you that you didn't get this job because it wasn't something different that you might have not had the right expertise. Like maybe it wasn't just the degree. Maybe you didn't have the experience they were looking for. And that would have been great for you because if you showed up to a job that you really did not know what you were doing, that you're going to have to learn something completely new, that's a very stressful situation. And maybe that's not a situation that you want to be in. So when you're out there looking for jobs, just keep in mind it's not just about, one-sided thing. It's a two-way thing. You want to make sure there's going to be a place where you're going to fit in as well, and it's with the things that you want to be working on.
Exactly. That makes sense. Okay, cool. Let's keep going. Now let's go ahead and review some of these jobs. Not jobs. Review some of these resumes, guys. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get into those. So where can I get those resumes? Is my question.
Airtable. Yeah.
Okay, Airtable. Oh, there it is. Okay. You guys ready to review those resumes? Give me a sound up. Let's go. Bro, Daniel.
Dude, that was not my fault. Put request
Daniel.
access. Let me.
I need access to the Airtable.
Request access real quick.
See, guys, you see what I have to deal with sometimes.
Wait, Naz, I'll drop the link for you.
Oh, thank you. So the link for me. But yeah, but it's not the link. It says I have to request access.
Yeah. That's linked to it. Just drop it.
Let me see.
One sec.
It's not your fault.
You got it?
It's not Daniel's fault, guys. It's only someone's fault.
Did you get the link?
Joe, were you saying something?
Yeah, I just quickly want to share my screen and show you something. I just want to reconcile.
Go ahead. Share what you got.
Well, I need permission from your.
You want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see. Hopefully people will be able to see that. Hold on, let me see.
That's what I have to make a post now.
Hold on, because if I stop share, what are you trying to share, Joe?
Just a quick. I had a quick question on my resume. I just wanted to show it to you if it is.
Did you submit your resume? Did you submit your resume to Airtable?
I did not know.
Okay. In that case, we'll go over it like that. Okay. Can you send me your resume somehow through Slack?
In Airtable, just you.
Okay. Can you or just send it me in Slack, Joe. Send it to Kazi in Slack because I have Kazi's Slack right now. Send it to Kazi in Slack, okay? And we'll go over that. Send it to me like ASAP. Okay, go ahead. Okay, let me go ahead and open up that Airtable. Boom.
You got it?
Yeah. Hold on.
No.
Do not send it to Kazi. Send it to Kazi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. What are the questions you got on YouTube?
All right. Any questions? Okay, you go ahead and answer
see.
any questions that are on YouTube.
I got the. Let's see what's on. May we know? Please let us know your experience on software
Right
development.
here. Yes, question here.
Best
Ooh, that's
platform
cool.
to code daily.
Good question. Here's a good question, guys. Let's answer this one while I'm searching for stuff.
I have a code review interview tomorrow after doing a small.
Louder.
Okay. I feel like a little kid again. I have a code review interview tomorrow after doing a small project. Do you guys have any advice? What kind of questions might they be asking? Thanks. So usually, from my experience, when it comes to code review, especially if you developed it, they just want to make sure that you're gonna have good design moving forward. What that means is that very often, especially if you're with senior developers, they think into the future of like, will this design be able to take into consideration if we have to add new features, take new features? Will it be like bug proof and a lot of those things? So what I would actually advise for you in the code interview is come open-minded, right? Like if they ask you a question that you really don't know as well, just be honest, transparent, be like, I wouldn't know, but what advice do you have there? But also just go there ready to take on critique and ready to learn from those things so you can become a better programmer yourself. Because very often people close off and they don't take on that feedback and then they're not able to improve. So code reviews are that. It's to be able to get critiqued on and to be able to improve upon those skills.
Yeah. Does that make sense, guys? Does that answer the question on YouTube? Hopefully that did.
Yeah, hopefully.
Hopefully that answered the question. I thought it was a pretty good answer, honestly. So, Joe, I got your resume out here, Joe.
Okay.
There you go. Let's see. You see it right there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Let's see. Let's critique your resume. Let's see what we can do with this one. Let's go ahead and we'll dive it out as much as possible. Okay, Joe. So check this out. Okay. Okay. Also so cool, guys.
I think this is the first YouTube channel to do, resume.
Review.
What do you say? Reviews, yeah.
I think so too, man. Honestly.
Hey, clever programmers on another level, man.
We're doing things
So
different.
I don't have React on here because I've not yet done like full-fledged projects. But this is just my past experience. I'm just showcasing what like a summarized version, and then just my most current job, what I did.
Gotcha.
And as you said, I tried to use as many action words to describe what I did. I just wanted to see if anything else I can do any better.
Gotcha. So, okay.
And out.
First things first. Okay, so a few things. Okay, first things first, right away off the bat. You need to stop centering everything.
Okay.
See how this is centered? Here's why, Joe. Because if you center everything, then my eye has to go here, 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 here. Center. My eye right now is going everywhere. Right?
Gotcha.
So it's taking me more time to actually review your resume. And it's actually hard for me to understand it. Versus if you left align everything here, then I can go I can go down the list like this.
Gotcha.
Did you
Okay.
understand that way?
Yeah, no, totally agree.
Yeah, it's hard for me right now to read this stuff. Like data analyst, okay, this is cool, right? But if you just kind of like left align everything, if you made this everything left align, you're not this. It's a small thing that can make a big impact.
Gotcha. I'm taking notes.
Cool, awesome. So that's part one. So let's go ahead and write this stuff down as we're kind of doing this stuff right here. So I'm going to write this stuff down. So one, we talked about what? We talked about. Let me put Joe here. One is left align. Okay. Yep. Next up what?
So in the top, you're taking a lot of space just to put your name, your email, and your LinkedIn. You could compact that so much to just be literally on that first top line. So you don't have to take up that much because again, this is more than one page, and we talked about making sure the resume was just one page. So you could definitely start to compact the top and putting everything together up there, Joe. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So we went over the left align. The next thing is compacting the top because there's a lot of space taken here.
Compact the top, right?
Yep. Because that's information about you that you could just have up there on the top. That's it.
So compact the top, right? Because you're taking a lot of information. So that's okay. That's another thing. And if you compact the top, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to put this on one page.
Probably, yeah.
Right. So you want that. That's the goal. If you compact the top, you'll be able to put this stuff on one page. Yep, correct?
Exactly.
Yes. So that's the word. Number one. What is this M20? Oh, that's never mind. That's the phone number. Never mind. Never mind. But that's good. That's good. Next up, what's another thing that I think we can do? What do you think about this like really long description? Do you think it's useful right here?
Yeah. So I guess one of the first things that pops out to me, Joe, is I really don't know. After I read your LinkedIn, I don't know what the next thing is. Like it says, you know, like you're telling me, I guess what you do is that like a job you had, is that a project you worked on? Then the next is experience summary, technology summary. So is that like part of the data analyst, or like I'm really confused as to what I'm looking for, right? If you recall Naz's in my resume, there was like a specific section and it said, this is my experience, or Naz's, these are my noteworthy projects. And then they had all the projects. So I guess just here, it says data analysis, project management, BI reporting. Was that a job? Was that just like some experience you have on this?
So this was basically, so again, this was my first resume, first pass. Then based on if the position was more on BI, then I would say, you know, BI engineers. I would change this up. So I have multiple versions based on the position I applied for. I applied for anything from a SQL Server DBA to a business intelligence analyst to a SSRS report developer, ETL.
So Joe, really quickly here, right away, I'm gonna tell you this off the bat, man. All this stuff you don't need. This.
Okay. So yeah,
instead put it. Instead, this is what you need. Instead, it's this right here. The professional experience, right? What did you actually do, right? So put you actually, because you don't have experience right now, like I see professional experience, right? This does not, so senior database reporting analyst right there, boom, right there. That, my friend, this, oh shoot, not this one. This should be at the top. This right here. This should be at the top. Information resource kick, this should be on the top. Would you agree with me on that?
Yeah, because that's the things that you're actually, that's the experience right there, right? That's what they want to see.
Does that make sense?
Developed analytical reports using Power BI, right? Like that's something you did. Effectively utilized Oracle, generated insight. Like those are the things that you've done, right? The beginning is just kind of like, hey, if you go back to the top, what else do we have in the top?
Yeah.
I mean, like all this, the experience summary.
Like it's hard for me to read this.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to understand what is your actual experience right away. So here's what I would say.
So there's no flow. So you're saying there's no flow.
There's no flow. There's no flow. If I were you, here's what I would do. This, I think this is a bit too much. There's too much content on here. You can really summarize this down. Business intelligence, I am a business intelligence analyst with strong experience and blah blah blah. You can just summarize it to just be this and accounting services right there. That's it.
Okay.
You don't need to copy blah 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 blah. I think that's a bit too much.
Okay.
Summarize it to one sentence, really quick.
Yeah, and what I'm getting is basically like this whole front page. If you look at Naz's resume, if you could pull it up just to show them real quick. I don't know if you still have it there.
I have it.
Like if you look at right here in Naz, you see this technical skill section where it's just like this very small section.
That's the okay. I got it.
Like it took you a whole page to do what Naz was able to do in just like an eighth of a page.
You see that?
Yep.
You see that? So if you were to put, so here, I see you have technology summary, this kind of stuff. This is, you should put that all the way at the top right away. This right. This right here, you can remove this. This, you don't need this.
Because you could talk about your experience through basically the project. So like if you say you develop something, that's talking about your experience. Like, hey, I developed this, I maintained this, I created that, I designed that. As you're being like, these are the actions I took. That is your experience with.
If I take this out, it's just one page.
Yeah, take this, Joe. This, like I said, just take this out. You do not need this. This you want to talk about these parts. These parts you want to talk about in like the actual what's it called? In your actual projects. In what you in the projects. That's what they care about.
Superman.
Got it.
Thank you.
All right, let's keep going. We're not finished with this yet. Let's keep going on this one. Hold on. Because we got you on here, so let's keep going with this stuff. Okay, so like just how we talked about, one, make that part smaller, right? So for example, right, so let's go ahead and talk about, so oh shoot, no, I wouldn't. Others. Okay, so decrease description size.
Right.
Description. Right.
Is the font size too big, too small? I was not sure.
Font size is fine.
You're good.
You're good. I worry about making it one page. That's part one. Okay.
And how about bulleting, like making it bold versus?
Don't worry. So for example, if you look at, if we go back to mine, for example, you see how I highlighted the most important things. You see the left hand side. You see how your eye just so nicely flows down. Like your eye is so easily. It's so easy to flow down with your eye and exactly read what you want to read.
Gotcha.
See, I highlighted, for example, the languages, the frameworks, the concepts, right? Know what they project. I highlighted those specific things. And then I bullet pointed what I actually did.
You didn't go through like a professional resume writer to do this, right?
No, I did this myself. I went through Google and LinkedIn.
Okay.
Yeah, so he actually sent his resume out to people who are working at Google and LinkedIn and said like, hey, could you check out my resume? Is it good? Am I talking about the things I need to be talking about?
Exactly. That's what I did. And that was more helpful than anything else, honestly. And that is what got me the interviews that I had. You get what I'm saying? So let's keep going. Let's keep going with what you have. Let's keep going, Joe. Beautiful. All right, next up, technology summary. So I love how we do this kind of stuff right here. In terms of here, like...
He has some actual keywords.
What's up?
Spearheaded
the development. Oh dang!
Generated.
Spearheaded development. I like that, Joe.
Let it. Let's go.
Spearheaded development, conversation of all Excel. Okay. Dramatically reduce. I would say you can limit this to 3 to 4 bullet points. You don't need this many. Talk about the most important bullet point, which is like, for example, generate insightful performance reports by comparing sales, blah blah blah. Right. Effectively utilize Oracle Analytics reporting to create reports published is to the central portal hosted, right? So developed a local report using Power BI to demonstrate proof of concept, right? So these, I think, key things right here are gonna be a very big key things right here. Like you don't need to have specify everything, right? Just talk about the most important things. Got it? Okay. And so I love how you're using. So one things I do love how you're using those, like, you know, formulated. For example. Yes. You're using those keywords, those actionable keywords. That is a big thing.
Yeah, this part, Joe, is already amazing. If you want to take it to the next level, I would say similar to Naz, if there's things you can quantify right?
Right.
Like for example, the generated insightful performance, and I don't know, did that improve something by X percent?
Yeah.
But you don't have to go back and do this. But if there's numbers that you know that you can quantify, again,
Right.
that's something that someone could see and they're like, oh my god, this is how much it improved. This is how much it was optimized, or whatever that is.
Exactly. And for example, you see how you have Power BI here, right? Power BI, right? So what if I was you? What I would do is, how did Power BI help them? Let me ask you.
Well, we were in the middle of transition, so they were debating between Power BI and Tableau, and
Okay, but how the reports that look, the reports that you created using Power BI, how did that help them?
help them in making the decision whether they should go with Oracle or stay with Microsoft.
Oh, so it's like a trade study?
No, it was the how easily can you develop versus how much of a learning curve it is if you go Tableau versus Power BI. And since we were a Microsoft shop, it was not much of from a cost perspective, it was more efficient to go Power BI than Tableau. The whole licensing structure.
So it was more efficient to go with Power BI, right? So for example, you would say, for example, decreased efficiency, reporting efficiency by creating reports in Power BI. Boom.
Okay, yeah, I could put that, yes.
Boom. Decrease efficiency, boom. And if you can say a certain percentage, by like 50%, you're golden.
Yeah, and again, you don't have to if you don't have a number, don't lie about it.
Don't lie about it.
But if you have,
that's sort of what I was.
Yeah, so we can say like,
what if they do reference check? They ask for a reference check from the most recent job, right? So obviously, I'll be giving my boss's phone number, and I don't know how granularity they get to it when they talk about.
They don't get too granular at that stuff, but you don't need to lie about this stuff. Okay? Again, don't think about it so much. Just don't lie. That's it.
Okay.
Decrease efficiency, reporting efficiency, right? Reporting efficiency by creating Power BI, by using Power BI. That's it.
Cool.
That's it. Boom. That is so effective. Versus like develop, analyst, report, Power BI. Like if you read that like this, like honestly, this for me it's just like this something in my brain, like something just like decrease reporting efficiency by using Power BI. That's just like, it's just like good. Versus like develop, analyst, report using Power BI, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Versus this, oh wow, that's impressive.
If it's very action oriented, it's something that can go into someone's head very easily.
Does that make sense, guys?
Yep.
Okay.
Naz, I just want to add something like not about this resume. I mean, like not Joe's resume, but something in common. Like I saw those submissions on the Airtable, and what I think is like most people don't know the big difference between a resume and a CV. Like a CV is a place where you have almost everything in detail, and a resume is like the summary of it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's a good point.
So,
go on.
So what you do is, like in LinkedIn or somewhere where recruiters are searching for people, you put in your resume and you say, okay, these are the in summary you say these are the skills I've got and these are the projects I've worked on. And what they do is those recruiters go through all those resumes in quick, like they almost spend like 5 minutes in a resume. And from those like 100 to 200 resumes, they like funnel down to about 10 to 20 resumes, and from those resumes they go on to ask their CVs, right? And then from those CVs,
say it one more time.
Yeah, so what I was telling was like recruiters go through almost like because like they don't spend much time on almost all the resumes. They spend almost like 5 minutes, and within those 5 minutes they decide whether they go to the next step, that is get their CVs, right? So from almost like 200 resumes they funnel down to almost like 10 or 20 resumes, and they request their CVs. And from those CVs they funnel down, the next step is whether they are getting that interview with them. Am I right?
What? So that's questionable. So, CV wise, here's the thing, and I'll be honest with you here. CVs are not as important as some people think. It's a cover letter.
Rarely. Well, no, that's a.
No.
CV is like the long ass.
The longest, yeah. But
very few times, very few will a company ask specifically for a CV.
Yeah, that it's required.
Exactly, because it's so long to read that unless the company is willing to spend the time going through 4 pages per person of all the people that they're looking at, will that happen? So more often than not, it's about having the 1-page resume.
Yes, that is more important. In a CV, and we can do another call on CV, another YouTube live call on CV. That's something you guys are interested. Let me know. Like, hey, raise your hands up high. Let me know. Actually, I'm very curious. Actually, if you guys want us to do like a one on CV, you guys hear me? Raise your hand if you guys want to do a CV. Yeah. Okay, cool. Sweet. So if you guys want to do that, we'll do that too. But most importantly, I think it's gonna be your resume. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and go through one more. God, this is taking up so much more space than I even thought. Honestly, we'll have to do like another live call just on like more resumes.
LinkedIn, personal branding, a lot of things.
This is gonna be a lot, guys. Okay, Ranu Kumar. All right, going through some of your stuff. You're on here, right? Unmute him. You're on here.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, there we go. All right, sweet.
So I graduated this year only, so I do not have too much to write, but I just filled up something with it.
So so a few things I like about this, actually. So a few things I love about his resume. A few things, and I'm just gonna point this out, is like easy flow, like simple flow. It's like it's easy for me to read. Like I know what I want to go next to.
Yeah.
You know. So for example, like this is easy to read. So Joe, when you are, for example, Joe, you can take some note from here. For example, you see how he has it. This is a great way. For example, so easy to read. This is really easy, right? I know that I know his name. Boom. Here's a summary. Has education. Here's some skills. He knows these skills. Here's some work experience. Boom. So simple.
Yep.
Right? And check this out. Also, check this out. It's also 1 page. Okay, now a few things. What can we improve? What can we improve? What do you think?
Yeah, I really want to know.
I mean, it's because it's already 1 page. Because I was gonna say maybe some things could be a little more. For example, the skill section. It is taking up a lot of space. Now, right now, you already have, like, it's already in 1 space. I mean, it's already 1 page, right? So maybe that's fine for now. But as you're adding more projects, you want to highlight the projects more. You want to highlight what you did in those projects. You want to highlight that experience because that's what's going to get you the job, right? That's what they're looking for, someone who has that experience. So the skills are definitely an area that you could start to compact over time. If you remember Naz's resume, the skills is literally 1 line. Or like it talks about frameworks, concepts, and languages. It's literally 3 lines, and that's where he has all the skills. He highlights them again a bit on the section. It's like, oh, in this project where I did all these things, I focus on these skills. But again, I think for now your skills is fine, but that's an area that you're gonna want to compact as you're adding more things to your resume.
Yes, exactly.
Actually, the problem was that I graduated this year and I do not had hardcore projects which I could put in here in the resume. So that was one of the points because of which I didn't put it. Just to fill out the space, I put in my skill slide like this. But yeah, I'll just take your note and I'll just do that after doing the project.
Yeah. So for example, if you want to take up more space, it's actually better to have some more like white space, right? And but just create more padding between each section, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I think for example, here. So one other thing I was gonna say you can do is decrease your summary. Your summary is too much. There's too much there, you know. You say working as a full-time front-end developer, responsible for creating, right? So you're responsible for creating front-end designs and styling using React Native JavaScript as a primary language. Interested in devising a better problem-solving method to freelance tasks. Oh God, you know, you don't need to have this, right? All this interested in devising this stuff, like it's cool stuff, but you don't really need that. You are very specific. I am a developer. I am a front-end design. I am a front-end developer using React.js. Front-end engineer. I'm a front-end, right there, full-time front-end engineer responsible for creating front-end designs and styling using React Native and JavaScript as a primary language. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you need.
Sure.
And also, like,
Sure,
even
sure,
your experience in your projects can do the talking for you.
Exactly.
Because if you talk about the experience in your project, like, hey, this is my current work or whatever, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that, and it was using, React.js or whatever that is, they're like, holy crap, he's a front-end engineer because he's done all these things, right? So very often it's like you want your resume, you want the actions from your resume to speak for you. That's why they say in the experience, make it action oriented, result oriented, because that's going to speak for your experience instead of you trying to come up with like this well worded paragraph that says this is everything that I.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
So just some things what you want to do. We highlight the projects, decrease summary, right? What you want is like if you go down here, I don't see any projects, in this, right? So you want to bring up the projects above. What you have in education, it's perfect. That's fine, right? That there's nothing. I like that. How you have that your design of like this orange, like it's fine. It's nothing bad about it. It's just something unique about the resume that won't really hurt you or harm you. I like how you added. I think it's really interesting. I said a beat change that you want to see. I mean, that's pretty interesting. I think it's like nothing too bad about it because it doesn't catch your eye too much, right? But it's just there as a nice to have.
Okay.
So it's pretty unique. Yeah.
So scroll down to his work experience. That's what we want.
Yeah, let's talk about the work experience here.
Because here's the thing. Like, I feel you could go very deep here, and you're probably gonna want to go very deep here with the things and the results you were able to get, right? And that's how I was saying that. Like, I feel like the skill section is taking up a lot of space because what should take space is your work experience as a front-end developer, right? So all these have been as front-end developers, but going deep into the things that you did, the results that you were able to get, was there any quantifiable things that were able to happen from what you did? Because again, what's more important is if you only have one line on this paper, I'd rather see created XYZ by doing that and optimize that than REST API.
Yeah, so for example, let's just take an example here. Like, for example, okay, let's talk about the TI school front-end developer, okay? So this is a work experience. So I'm guessing this is at a school, correct? Like at some kind of a school.
Yeah.
That's an internship, okay? So what I would say this, like, for example, this React Native, so you would say as a bullet point here, right? I would say, for example, design application for the company with React Native, reduce the connected applications and various, connected applications with AWS server along with sign-in, complete styling. So what was this application used for? Why did you develop this application? How did this application help the company?
So actually, this company was specifically for teaching kids coding, and I had to design the whole app, and I did all of the work with the designing. That's it. The backend part was made. I just had to create the front end and just connect all of it.
But did this company, was it useful for the company? Like, did this app help the company?
Yeah, after as soon as the clients got connected with the company, they all started using the app as simple, and that was just use. As soon as they'll just start the app, they'll learn the maths and whatever the subjects they want related to coding and what the basics are, and everything was in the app. So they could easily see and understand.
Can you tell us exactly what that app is?
So, for kids, it's actually for from class grade 5th to 12th. So they can sign in with the app and they can.
So it's an education platform. It's like a learning platform, correct?
Yeah, just for coding.
Boom! Right there. Check this out. You created a learning platform app.
Yeah, right.
Did you create the authentication for the learning platform app?
No, you designed. Did you create the whole app or no?
I focused. I designed the full app. The idea was already made from the backend. That was made. I designed the front end, whole front end.
Okay,
So you designed the
yeah.
whole front end. Designed the front end of designed a learning platform front end using React Native.
Yep.
Right there, boom. That is interesting. Look,
Okay, I focused on different wrong thing. So I
Yes,
should have focused
design
on
the
what the
learning.
app did.
Exactly.
Yeah, so here it's not about the technology, it's about what you did. You designed it, you implemented it, you developed it, right? And then along with that, you integrated a server to be able to sign in and an authentication service. You you also styled it, right? It's like all these action words of what you actually like. I don't think they really care if you used it in React Native, Redux, JavaScript, right? Like you can put that at the end. Nas has that at the end. But the beginning is what are the things that you did? What are the results that you were able to do?
Yeah.
You designed something, you developed something, you implemented all
Yeah.
of that.
Get that? Design and learning. And
Yeah. That's perfect.
I named the app learning platform or actually it's not education platform. I think it would be even better.
Yeah, education.
Platform. That's even a lot more powerful, right? Because when you say
Yeah.
that, okay, because we know that creating a platform like that takes a lot of time and it's not easy, right?
Yeah.
And is this for kids? Is this for kids?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Look at this app for kids to using React, and then you say for kids for what kind of kids? Like for younger kids? For kids
Yeah. From grade 5, 5th to 12th.
to use.
Boom.
So as you start to write a lot of these sentences into your work experience, this is what I was saying before, you're going to start to fill out a lot more space, and then later you could adjust, because this is the important stuff. This is the stuff that they're going to see what impact you had in the project, or what impact you had in the company.
Does that make sense?
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. I got it.
Yeah. So what you have on here is perfect, but I think you could just modify it even better. I love how what I love, you kind of have a similar style that even I have, for example, like you see how he has work experience here, how much time, when, to what time. That's just so simple to read, right? So this, guys, for anybody in here, take note, because it's a very similar style to even like what I have, or even, for example, that Daniel here has, right? It's just very, very quick to read. Boom, boom, boom. Right?
Thanks. I'll just modify every line of it, and I'll sure if we'll get time, I'll just get to check with
Modify it and then send it to me, okay? Or send it to Daniel.
Yeah.
We'll take a look at that more.
And then you'll get your job.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, and I love so the achievements, that I think that's pretty cool too. You put the achievements on there. One thing I would say also, don't forget, is reference. I think a lot of companies want a reference. Do they want a reference too?
I never got asked for reference unless I knew someone inside the company.
Did you have a reference or no?
I never had reference.
Never had a reference. So maybe it's not necessary, but I personally had a reference. But
it probably wouldn't hurt.
Maybe
I mean, it literally took up like the last chunk, so it wouldn't hurt to have that. Probably.
If you have a reference, for example, someone who can speak for you, that'd be great as well.
Okay, sure.
Got it?
Yeah.
Cool,
Thanks.
Sweet, man.
That is
Awesome.
perfect advice, and yeah, thank you so much.
You got it, man. So happy.
Yeah, I'm true. Thank you so much.
You got it. Holy mo, dude, this is almost 3 hours. I don't know how much. Like, I think we should do another live call, going more deeper into more of these resumes than on LinkedIn. What do you think?
So if you made it this far into the call, I'm talking to people on YouTube. Let us know if you really got value from this.
Yeah.
Because this is something that we could start doing more
every
often.
week.
Exactly. Now, if you're in PWJ and you also got a lot of value from this, let us know so that we know this is something to implement inside the PWJ community. Yeah. And if you're in YouTube listening to what I just said, you're going to realize that there's a lot of value in the PWJ community. So something that you can do is you can go to the live webinar that we're going to have on
Sunday.
At what
tomorrow.
Time? Tomorrow, Sunday?
I think it's 11 a.m. PST.
11 p.m.
11 a.m. 11 p.m. No, 11 a.m. PST. Link. Go ahead and check that out, guys. Link in the description. Go on that webinar. There'll be a lot of value provided. And for those of you guys, really quickly here, I already see you guys on here on Zoom. Okay, all I gotta ask for, let's go. Oh shoot, there it is. let's go ahead and turn on all of your cameras really quickly here, guys. Turn on all of your cameras. All right, let's keep them on, keep them on, keep them on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We can all see your beautiful faces now. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see.
Now, for you on YouTube, you might not know what's about to happen, but everyone in the PWJ community knows exactly what's about to happen.
Oh no, let's go rock this out a little bit, guys. You guys want to rock it out for a little bit? Just have some fun for a little bit. Maybe stretch yourself out. Boom, boom, boom. Wait, was I muted?
Dude, I'm unmuted.
Yeah, I
for
allowed
a long
everyone to
time.
unmute now because it's over.
I'm unmuted after a year, I guess.
There we go. All right.
Hey, lad, what's up, man? I just feel so good after being unmuted, so I can find
You got it, Sayuri. I'm so happy, guys. For those of you who we did not get to resumes yet, I think we should do this like every week. I think we just every week because there's so many of you.
If you can just take out time, that will be just perfect.
I think we just like every week, like every Saturday, me and Daniel. I know Daniel, guys. Unfortunately, Daniel, he's leaving. You know, he's leaving to like where are you leaving to? Like,
I'm going back home to Texas for now.
Yeah. So boo hoo for that.
But I might come back to LA soon.
No, man, don't go, please.
Stay there.
No, but he'll still be here, guys. If anything, what we'll do is we'll bring him on Skype, so he'll
Virtually,
still he'll still be here virtually. So doesn't matter. And I think we should do this every week. I think that should be fun. Like, give us a thumbs up if you think we should keep doing this, guys. Give us a thumbs up. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I think it would be a good idea to do this kind of stuff on LinkedIn personal branding. On LinkedIn and stuff.
Yeah, that's super huge. That's what we're going to talk about today, but we got so caught up with the resumes and it was so awesome trying to add value to you guys that we're like, all right, we'll do that later. We'll just focus on resumes today.
Sunny is like, on YouTube, I was like, I want to buy a PWJ course.
Hey, Obi-Wan, dude.
Why are you waiting for? What are you waiting for?
Obi-Wan, no way, hold on. This is so funny, guys. Check this out. So check this out. Obi-Wan, who bought PWJ just recently, he had a Team Treehouse. He canceled his Team Treehouse subscription, and instead he bought PWJ.
Let's go! Woo! That's because he knows what's up.
Oh, man.
Let's go, man.
That is sick.
Hey, that's cool. That's the right step.
That's oh my god.
Hey, Zavi live.
What's up? We are still live, guys.
You guys are
still
I want
live.
to say something. I want to say something.
Go ahead.
Guys, if you are still not in profit with JavaScript, what are you guys
Man, what you are
with your life,
doing?
What are you even doing with your life, bro? Just go to cleverprogrammer.com/pwg and just do it, bro. Tomorrow the prices are increasing.
There you go.
Just do it, bro.
Do it. Nike, bro. Just do it.
But tell them why. Tell them why. Why?
Yeah. So I'll give my opinion on this. So it's been only 4 days since I joined Profit with JavaScript, and the community is awesome, bro. And everyone is so helpful. Like, I have already made some friends, and this is all cool. And coaching calls are fun as well as informative. Like, we can directly contact you guys for any help, and you all guys always are very happy to help us. And that's so huge. Like, I don't think anyone else does that. And this is not scripted, by the way, if you're thinking.
No, we did not tell Carlo to just do it, not to say something. No, a lot of this stuff, everybody here who talks, and we are so.
Yeah, and one more thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So guys, like even if there are certain number of modules in the course, this course is not ending at all because we have live calls. I think we have more live call than the number of days in the week. Like, we are having live calls every day, literally every day. And so the stuff never ends in this course. You don't have just a specific number of modules. You have unlimited stuff, unlimited value. It's great. And in the community, you have people from all around the world, people who are working at Pang. I just contacted one of a PWJ student who's working at Microsoft, and I took advice from him, and it was great. Like, he helped me on a lot of stuff. His name is Ray. Ray is a very sweet person. He just dropped in few of the links, few resources, and he's dope. I also contacted many other people. So like you can contact anyone. Like you can get on one-on-one call with Naz, Kazi, Sunny, and you can also contact many people. So this community is awesome. Leaf is one of the he's the debugger of PWJ community. He helps everyone. That's it, guys. This course is great. The community is more awesome and it's never ending. So what you even waiting for?
So what are you waiting for?
But you have so much of knowledge that many people already have, but they're not being able to consolidate it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and in this program, it's not like if you're studying Node.js, you're just doing Node.js. If you're doing React, you're just doing React. You're doing real life projects and you're consolidating all the knowledge into one box.
Exactly.
So that tends to give you a lot of confidence.
Thank you.
And like literally one thing more, if you guys are thinking this is a scam, just remember one thing. These are the guys who just gave out free videos on YouTube for major projects like YouTube clone, Slack clone, like so many clones, and just for free. And that is the thing where if you do not want to buy even PWJ, you can learn so much. But still, just think that if you'll buy this PWJ, how much you are gonna learn. Like what you are going to have, what community, and with the people who actually are focusing on just React, JavaScript, and CSS, HTML. Like you will have such a strong community and you'll just never give up, you'll never want to give up. So just go for it and do not think that money is an issue. It will just come back. As Kazi says, that it's just the perfect line and it's true. It will always come back. Okay, so just do not think about money.
And adding
I
to
was
that
just
point,
wondering
one
one
more.
thing.
You guys are
Two more
just
things.
epic in
Just
Wait,
just one
I got
just
two
once
last things.
listen to me.
Go ahead.
Just one more.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Almost.
So it's been I've joined on Monday and I've given my first free tutoring call to a student live
No, really.
on Zoom.
Oh man,
Really?
that's
Insane,
Wow,
man.
that's
That is
perfect.
And
epic.
So
and
awesome,
it
man.
was after Naz yesterday after Naz live coaching call, we were able to debug the whole session where that student was stuck. And it was like an
Wow.
amazing experience. I just, if you are thinking like you will invest some amount of money and you're not gonna get it back, that's totally wrong. You are gonna get it back with
You will
experience and the
get it
money.
back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guys,
And like you can
thank you so
yeah.
much. Like seriously, got me so much, guys.
Calls for profit with Python. I heard this.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good.
a good point.
Guys,
Yeah.
we just have to sit here. You guys literally just talk for us. I just love that. I just like you guys are the best. Like seriously, I've never had such an amazing community, such an amazing family, I've never been a part of such an amazing it's not a good product, just such an amazing family, like something that's like that people just care for so much, And at the same time, I care, and we all care for to give value to you, like that. The fact that you guys tells us was what tells us that we are doing something right. That at the same time that we want to keep providing even more and more value. You know what I mean? So like that's a lot.
When Nas teaches us dancing.
We are company with a heart. We are not just a company. We are a company with a heart.
Exactly, guys. So with that said, let's go ahead and maybe do some dancing if we can. Let's go see.
Yeah, dude.
I'm very curious if actually you guys will be able to hear it. I'm very curious. Maybe you guys will be able to hear it. Maybe not. If you guys on YouTube, if you guys can't hear it, I am sorry on that. But you know what? We've got the PWG students. They're killing it. So actually, no, why am I? Let's go share. Hey, let's go. Hey, they're right here. Look at these amazing people. So many amazing people. Hold on, check this out. Let's go ahead and share computer sound. I'm gonna share computer sound right here. Music. Computer.
Now you're the host. You can spotlight people.
All right. Oh, I can spotlight people too. Hey, let's go.
Leaf is gonna get spotlighted.
Leaf is gonna get a spotlight. I'm gonna hear it. Can you guys hear this or no? You guys hear it? Yeah. Thumbs up.
Okay.
Let's go. Everybody dance, hands up. Hey, hey, hey. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody dance, let's go. Sayuri. Hey. Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright, I'm gonna spotlight people, let's go. Let's go. Hey, 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 let's go. Hey, 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 hey.
Spotlight someone else, spotlight someone else.
Let's go, I'll give it a let's go, let's go. Look at that, bro. Let's go.
Get someone else, get someone else.
Let's go. Sayuri, you're on. Sayuri, let's go. Sayuri.
Hey, look at that shoulder.
Shoulder, shoulder. Hey, hey, let's go. Alright, Amana, I want to see you. Come on,
go hard, bro.
Amana,
get up, bro. Let's go. Hey,
hey, hey. Oh man, this is too good, guys. Let's see who's next.
Who's going crazy?
Aman. I see you. Look at those eyes. Hey. Ha, ha, ha. Hey. Dude, this is epic, man. Da, da, da. Alright, I see you, Arlana. Arlana, I see you. Arlana. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, 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 hey. Ha, 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 ha. Alright, who's next? Who's next? Let's see. Alright, I got Melissa in the house. Melissa, I see you. Melissa. Melissa. You're in the house. Let's go, Melissa. Come on. You got
Let's go, dance buddy.
Alright, one last one. One last one. I see.
That's about to
Let's see.
end.
Hold on, hold on. Hey, let's go, 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 go. Oh, heck yeah. That was, guys.
That was amazing, guys.
That was epic, guys. All I can say. Guys, what did you think about that, huh?
That was amazing, bro.
Yeah, so let the people on YouTube know what just happened.
Guys, do you see what just happened? Every single Thursday, every single coaching call, guys, we have so much fun. And not only do we learn, not only do we go ahead and learn with other people. Let's see. Not only do we learn with people, we teach amazing stuff. Not only do we have fun, we support each other, we love each other. We're here to give to each other. But we have fun, we have dance parties, we dance together as a family. That, my friends, is what we do. And that, my friends, is what we call a PWJ family.
Let's go,
Done.
guys.
Done.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we call. So, guys, all I can say is at this point, if you're not a PWJ, what are you doing? Colorprogram.com/PWJ, hit that up. But also tomorrow, guys, we have an amazing webinar, link in description, where we'll be telling you how to become a React JavaScript developer. Check that out. This is something you do not want to miss. Sunny will be there, Kazi will be there, I will be there somehow in the background a little bit right there, you know. But do not want to miss this. Link in description, guys. That's it. All you have to say at this point, hope you guys have an amazing day, and we will see you
on the next
In
one.
the next
Peace.
video.
Join the YouTube.
Peace out, guys.